What's up, everybody? This is NFL Network's Adam Ray.
This is Only Fruits.
This is Matt Waldman.
This is Chris Zork from your Chicago Bear.
I'm Deion Miller.
Dan Weeder.
Hey, man, it's Rashawn Whitfield.
I'm Courtney Cronin.
Hey, this is David Kaplan. Listen to me. You want to learn football? Listen to my guys, Phil and Shayne.
Shayne and Phil.
Shayne and Phil. Oh, Phil.
On the Tape Never Lies Network.
On the Tape Never Lies Network.
Tape Never Lies Network.
The Tape Never Lies Network.
Tape Never Lies Network, home of the greatest Chicago Bears fans on earth.
There's hope, guys. There's hope.
I hope there's hope.
Got the right people. I hope that is hope.
That's going to be the quote, the name of this show, Shayne. I hope there's hope.
I hope there's hope. I hope that there's hope. Okay.
I hope there's hope.
There's hope, guys.
I hope there's hope.
I hope that there's hope. Okay.
I hope there's hope.
There's hope, guys.
I hope that there's hope.
I hope that there's hope. Okay.
I hope there's hope. We gotta take the North back. I'm sick of night terrors. It's a new era. Hope I see it on my tarot. But on a lighter note, patch the boat and set sails with a pint of ale. Accountability is on the field. The offense gotta revolve around Jay Fields like a 38 special. If blog boys don't even know Montgomery is special. Pose handed the torch to Eberflus. Now he got the juice. Like we gotta run the ball. Number 32. No OJ. Montgomery's the Harvey Blossom gang could clear the way. At all costs, gotta win. Kicks hit, got that 94 sound like Rob Quinn. Pose beefing up the old line. No more looking back to the old times. Hope is close when the sun shines. I hope there's hope.
There's hope, guys.
They should have hope.
I hope that there's hope.
Have hope. They should have hope.
There's hope, guys.
I hope there's hope.
There's hope, guys.
I hope that there's hope.
I hope that there's hope. Okay.
Hey yo, I get all we got is some flippers with some names. Gonna get real truth when the Bears play the game. The tape never lies, so many skeptics we don't change. If you rant from your boy or some facts made by James. We moving on, we never gonna lie. Getting hope from a pole, not a twerk dancing stripper. This GM wants to know. Bears need accountability, a real head coach. Enter Mr. Eberflus, who don't accept the loaf. That's dope, no smoke. Skywalker, new hope. Jedi mind tricks, just a fan at the air. Picking up the fucking pieces, put together the foundation. Justin Fields under center, audible in collaboration. Mooney with the catch, twin stripping sacks. Monty in the backfield, the identity's back. Sugar sweet, missing tackles, Bojack low. A Bears new culture, I
hope there's hope.
There's hope, guys.
I hope that there's hope.
I hope that there's hope. Okay.
I hope there's hope.
They should have hope.
There's hope, guys.
I hope that there's hope.
I hope that there's hope. Okay.
Yeah, competition. Come and compete. Everyone. There's no bias. There's no nothing. We're just gonna make sure that the best players are on the field, and that should mean a lot.
There's hope, guys. There's hope.
I'm sure he could have taken those two pussies at Corny last year, beat the shit out of them. That's what I'm talking.
TTNL, Shayne, 30.5 hours of live coverage.
And I'm still feeling every one of those hours, I'm not gonna lie.
There she is.
Hi, guys.
Hey.
She's back.
Have you guys slept?
Yes.
No.
Ryan Poles spoke, and Ryan Poles' actions spoke exactly what he spoke. So, your thoughts on that, first and foremost. Is this like a rookie mistake in your mind, or is this who this guy is going to be, and that's a great thing moving forward?
Yeah, I mean, it helps when you have the benefit of like the leash that he has, right? Because there are a lot of owners who are willing at first to concede to a rebuild, and I feel like Bears fans, at least that I've encountered, are a little cautious about it because the thought is they've heard this before, where it's patience and it's the long timeline and you know, not immediate success, no immediate real tangible results. But I think the thing that you can take away with Ryan Poles is that he's been true to everything he said so far, and whether that actually pans out to what his long-term plan is, what Matt Eberflus's long-term plan is, if they can marry those two things, at least he's been consistent.
At what point do we look at Ryan Poles and Ian Cunningham in the new front office and say, you know what? Maybe these guys looked at the talent that's on the roster and believes that Tevin Jenkins and that Larry Borum and that Cole Kmet and even Darnell Mooney and some of these young guys on offense, even a David Montgomery, who's proved that he's viable running back in this league, and Khalil Herbert. At what point do we say that the jump is going to be because the inadequate play caller is not here?
Draft Dr. Phil and the smartest man.
Keeping it 100.
Chicago's trading up.
100.
Yes!
What?
Oh my God. Here it is! They're just reporting.
The tape never lies.
Other people drop off, but we still keep.
You'll never know how good your football team's going to be until you play with maximum effort.
Keeping it 100.
There's open competition over the North and never give it back.
Smartest man.
My Chicago Bears select Justin Fields, quarterback, Ohio State.
Guess who's back? The two dudes that kept it real. Dynamic duo that you love, the smartest man and Dr. Phil. Breaking down the film, never a problem, kick it straight. Most shows focus on stats, we focus on the tape. We keeping it 100, never running east to west. We coming with that truth, cause that's what our fans expect. Cut off the freaking anchor, forward to be free. But don't you worry, Shayne's got the dumbest tweets. It ain't no secret, Phil and Shayne got some haters. But now they're all stuck like the two and now and laters. Debaters, frauds get kicked like Coach Tabor. Cuts had to be made, we added a barber moderator. Up and down, boys got you double checking. Sad sack scrolling like a fool drunk texting. Flexing on the truth cause you know they never change. Real, recognize real, that's what you get with Phil and Shayne. Give me some fucking names. What we do when we're breaking down the Bears. Fuck a play or a captain, all of the unfair. The tape never lies. The truth, you see, we laugh, we analyze, so there's no babies like Maybelline. Straight to the truth with acumen and facts. We got a stat nerd, but he's not just giving nerd stats. Car crash, big impact like Trick Sack. Every Wednesday night you got the smartest man and Phil back. Now we know you're smiling like a fat kid with fun dip. We're back better than ever and we keeping it 100.
Keeping it 100, baby.
Keep it 100. Draft Dr. Phil and the smartest man.
Justin Fields gets outside the pocket, puts that ball perfectly where only Mooney can get it. 1 point, 2 feet.
Draft Dr. Phil and the smartest man.
Keeping it 100, baby. Keeping it 100.
Draft Dr. Phil and the smartest man.
Keeping it 100, baby.
Keep it 100.
Keeping it 100.
First never lies.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, I have no idea what we're doing. Here we go. We're throwing me a curveball once again. What the fuck was that? Excellent producing. Must have been Bratcher fucking this up. No Claudio, no problem. No cars. He fucking blew his back out twerking. You saw it in the fucking video, in the Hope video. What the hell? We got the rank tank rolling in. Another week. More polls, fucking signings. Let's talk about it. I think it's almost rank time anyway. But boys, Shayne, talk to me.
Hey.
Phil, talk to me.
Yo, it's Jackle's neighborhood. No more Claudio. It's you.
Let's get the auction underway. On the first cow here, who's got 55? 55.
Fuck that dude, right?
Hey, He's tired.
Hey, he's too tired. He was a long day at the auctions, Shayne.
Hey.
Driving home.
Yeah, it's a tough road out there. Phil and I were having some Claudio audio on the phone with each other the other day with a Chicago on-air personality. I don't know if Phil remembers what I'm talking about.
I'm trying to remember. I don't.
I was doing impersonation of a Chicago personality having a conversation with Claudio.
Oh my God. Shayne's got people down pat with these impressions.
Yeah, we'll have to
going on with my light here. Jeez.
We'll have to have an impersonation night sometime this summer before camp kicks off.
Yes, because
it is funny.
Phil. I fucking love it.
It's so funny. Shayne's got some personalities that he can imitate, which is funny to me. Obviously, you've heard the Josh E. What's up there, brother?
Where's Josh?
We're just driving around the Philippines, brother. I got 65 cents and I'm going to buy a grape soda.
Can you pay me back?
Where's the TTNL account?
Got rid of the whore, loved life. Oh, it's TTNL, baby. What's up, brothers? Just got my tent over my shoulder.
My lean-to.
I can't wait. I cannot wait till Shayne pulls some of these impressions out of some of these podcasters and Chicago personalities around. It's going to be a huge night. Work that ass for daddy. There you go. Starting the show. Speaking of working that ass for daddy, Manscaped is back, Shayne. 1 week they were gone. 1 week.
Yeah, we are back.
We got to work that ass with TTNL again.
They do. Yeah, we got a new coupon code to unveil tonight.
Coupon code. Q? Is it Q or Q?
I say coupon.
I say coup.
Coupon.
Yeah,
Oregon
I think you're closer to Canada. So you guys would say.
What does Cherie say?
Coupon.
I said coupon.
Coupon.
Say it again.
Coupon.
I gotta hear it. I couldn't hear it.
Coupon.
She's like me.
You. Like Q-tip?
Yep.
It's all right, Cherie. You can tell Phil to go fuck himself.
You must be from fucking Canada too.
She's closer than us.
I thought there was hope.
What is your message to the fan base?
They should have hope.
I'm trying to have hope here. All of a sudden, the coup.
You're on the air, baby.
Yes, Cherie is on the air, baby. She's back. She's getting ready.
Are you excited for the new read, the new coupon code, Cherie?
Coupon.
I can't believe you have to say it live.
I got over it. I'm nervous.
She went all diva on me today. Sent me 47 text messages. Where the fuck is my read?
Where the fuck is my read?
Yeah, that's what she said.
That's what she said. That's what she said. Must have been in the top of your class.
The top of your fucking class.
That's right. Our next
Speaking of top of the class, yeah, he was up there.
This guy must have been in the top of
big
his
night for this guy.
Yeah? Why?
Explain.
He'll tell you.
Oh, he's gonna tell us
Yeah,
something
he'll
with
tell you.
baseball or some shit that I don't care
Shane.
about.
Good tease, professional.
Special night, man. You got to.
I'll let him unveil. But let me say this real quick. This is a big monumentous night because this guy was the first ever guest here at TTNL. We're working our way back to you, babe. 3 years will be, right? This September. Is that 3?
Yeah, it's going to be our third season. Been a
Our
lot of
third
L's in those
season.
3 years.
A lot of losses for the Bears. A lot of W's for TTNL, though. I'll tell you that. That's the truth. This guy, though, he's like the Walter Payton of the network, like coming on as a guest. You give him the ball on 4th down. You don't pull a Nagy. Hey, Tariq, it's 4th and 1. Come on in, man. We don't do that. We give the ball to our best backs. Anyway, let me introduce this guy. We got the new intro for this guy. We go on his show, we don't get shit, Shayne. We just oh, by the way, we got let me do my best Rank impression later. I'll try it. Anyway, let's introduce him the best way we know how. He formerly was a star of the Atari 2600. Then he moved up to the Nintendo, and he's now a freaking superstar on the PS5. Let's bring him out here. You know him, Adam Rank.
Keep it 100.
What's up, everybody? This is NFL Network's Adam Rank, and you're now.
At this point, this guy doesn't even need an introduction. But we're gonna give him one anyway. We already know he's every Bears fan favorite analyst from the NFL Network.
Come meet me at Portillo's and let's get it on.
Versatility is the name of the game, and he has it in spades. Regular season, fantasy season, NFL playoffs, free agency, and the NFL draft. He's got it all covered.
Hold it now.
Bears fans, TTNL fans, get up out your seats and give it up for TTNL royalty.
The Tape Never Lies Network.
He's the guy that made TTNL Network's own Barlissimo.
Spoiler alert.
His second ever return guest.
Nope.
He's also the first ever guest of the TTNL Network.
Yes.
He's Adam Rank.
Hold it now.
There he is.
What an intro. Now, you know what? When you come out and say things like we don't give you a proper intro, you're actually going after Sammy, and that doesn't sit well with me. My boy Sammy, like he does such a great job.
He's Canadian.
The nicest, like Canadian nice is a thing.
We
You're
did sign a
insulting the young
Canadian
man.
tight end tonight. So
Phil, we got to put Adam on the spot here, though. Adam, what is my last name?
Oh, can he do it, ladies and gentlemen?
Marceau.
Look at that guy. No H. I'll take it, even though you butchered it a little bit. But
A little bit still.
You guys were tremendous last night. I watched the whole show.
How do I get it? I can't get it. Anyways, I'm on the listen. This is why my stage name is better than your. Actually, it's my real name. I will say that because I get that question a lot. People are like, "What was your real last name?" And I'm always like, Godletsky. And Rank. No, but it's not. I was born with the last name Rank. It's an Irish last name.
Where you?
Yeah, 100%. People don't believe it, and I can't do
Clay
anything.
come in? Where's the Clay come in?
Adam Clay. My dad's name was Claire, and my dad's name was Claire, and he always went by Clay. And then when I was born, they're just like Adam Clay Rank.
yeah.
There you go.
Now we gave my
I know
full
the whole
name.
story.
So
Did I
you
give
could-
your full government?
Full
You wanna give
government
your
name.
social
So where
security?
did your social security number come from?
Listen,
Adam,
are
you
you
had a
looking to have a
Yeah, you
car,
had a
insurance there?
you had a big. You had the smartest man on, and then
Yeah.
the perfect capper at the end of the night, huh?
Yeah, we did have a great night. So we were an hour early last night because my daughter is very mindful of the Angels giveaway schedule. And not that she loves baseball. Like we go to games and we stay the whole time. It's not a thing. I don't have to barter with her. I don't have to beg her. Nothing. And it doesn't matter what the score of the game is. She stayed for a 14-inning game at one point that the Angels lost, even though, Fletcher was safe. She does all this stuff. So there's never, but when there's an Ohtani bobblehead, like we're in, like we have to go. Like there's no debating it. So we did push the showtime up an hour. And then as we're at the game, the Angels starting pitcher Reed Detmers pitched a no-hitter, which was amazing.
No-hitter.
And a no-hitter. And she's
a no-hitter.
I was hugging her and I said, this never happens. This never happens. And then I'm like, oh wait, this is the second no hitter you've ever been to.
Yeah.
She's 6. She's 6
years old. Witness too.
This is
That's
the second. No, I'm sorry, dear. This is the second. Like, this never happens. You've seen 2 of them in your life, but this never happens.
Holy shit!
There's
I was
people
a no hitter with the Yankees.
Oh, you were Dave
the guy
Rigetti.
with one.
David.
arm.
Oh, Jim Abbott.
Jim Abbott. I was at that game when he threw the no hitter. Look at that! But that's amazing, bro. That you were able to share that experience with your daughter.
Oh, she loves it. She's
And
a huge fan.
Listen, I want to share this clip.
Oh,
and
are you guys
Jackle-
really mad at Sammy for not getting enough?
No,
for not getting enough of
come
an intro.
on, bro.
I want. Wait,
Don't
first
you
of all, I want
know
to hear.
that we-
I want to hear the impression though. I love impressions of myself. Like,
I'm
it does
working
not
on an
bother me.
impression of you, so it's
If
not
it's not ready, it's
No, it's
fine.
not
You can
ready.
save it.
It's definitely got to be worked on. My wife said it was good, but I'm working on it.
I'm
working
thrilled with it. I never have any problems at all. If anybody wants to do an impression, I feel like I'm very impressionable. Cynthia Freeland actually does the best one
Does
that I've
she?
seen. It's really mocking. Like, she doesn't get my voice perfect, but she gets my mannerisms and my inflection and all that stuff down pat. And then she comes up, she randomly makes up analogies. It's awesome.
You're the analogy king, I call you.
Oh, you're too kind.
But seriously, here is a moment where Adam shares another thing. And TTNL is all about family. You know, Mother's Day was last weekend,
no.
but this is what you did on Total Access. And I really think this speaks volumes to who this guy is. I know TTNL fans love you, but I think even more fans need to understand the integrity that this guy carries himself.
I'm going to take a moment to talk about Beverly, the pride of Oswego.
Don't do it to me.
I
know. I got through mine. Oh.
She was a huge gamer. And one time when I was a little kid, she woke me up out of my room. Just, you gotta get up, you gotta get up. I'm like, okay. Like, I thought the house was on fire. I didn't know what's going on. She had called me out to the living room because she had completed all 6 levels of Super Mario Brothers. Not only that, she taped it. She found a way to work it through the VCR, and she taped it and made me watch it. And I think the biggest lesson, though, this is the biggest lesson to take away. One time, if you ever played Super Mario Brothers, you could jump from level 1 to level 4. My mom, who was watching me play and giving me notes, I jumped from level 1 to level 4, and she got up out of her chair, hit the reset button, and said, "Not in this house.
Not
You do not
today."
take shortcuts in this house." So I think that was one of the greatest lessons.
There it is. I mean,
That's awesome.
that is so awesome, that story. The fact that this
Nearly
woman-
didn't happen. Almost did not get that out. If MJ in that moment, if MJ had not said something about "don't do it to me" or whatever she said,
Yeah.
I was almost done. Like, it was not going to happen. And I'd rehearsed it and I'd told people that story numerous times, but in that moment, it's really difficult to kind of pull that together.
Well, I wanted to put you on the spot because you're a friend. And I think that vulnerability and what this team and fandom is, a dedication and a motivation and a life lesson that we try to share on this show. You were on. This is what I say about you all the time to people, that you are the center line of integrity, and that we're lucky to have people on this network, guests that we have like Dion Miller, Dave Kaplan, yourself, Courtney Cronin now that are sharing their vulnerability and understand the passion. I'm sure there's more, but I'm just thinking about that. And you, first guest, as we left the old network, were in our corner. And that story right there hit me in my heart because, you know, as a father and as my mom ages and just being around her, that story just resonated with me. And I just wanted to thank you for sharing that with everybody out there. It says a lot about you, man.
No, you're too kind. I appreciate that. And I really, credit the NFL Network for for doing that, for taking that opportunity. I don't do, this has been the first time I've really done an extensive run on Total Access. So I haven't been around on Mother's Day, and I'm sure I already know my schedule. I'm on every Friday in June, so I'm going to have to try to top that. Talking about my dad, I already know, like, I'll bring out my dad's starter jacket or something like that. It is, that was, I really did appreciate that. And it's fun. It's not funny, but it's like, so the photo that you see, I think the first photo that we see, me with the one that we're together, me with a full head of hair, that was the last photo. That was, but it was.
It's all good, man. You're just sharing your
Nothing wrong with that, man. I'm living that life every day, Adam. Yeah, I see what my mom's going through, and it's things are bigger than football. And nobody loves their mother more than I do, and I see her struggling to just get through her day every day. And I thought watching my son was the toughest part, and it's just moms hit different, man. It's a whole different thing. So we love you here, and there's, like Phil said, there's nothing wrong with being vulnerable, and don't ever shy away from it, because that means you're 100%, man. And it's tough. It's tough to do stuff like that in front of a camera. And what Phil said, that it says a lot about you as a man. When I shared the story of my son, it was the single hardest thing that I've ever had to do in my life. I told Phil during that show, I had to get up and leave because I couldn't breathe, because I knew it was coming up and I knew that I had to share it. But Phil and I try to preach vulnerability, and I'm like, we can't preach it and not live it. And
exactly.
So I get it, man. Your emotion is beautiful.
You're a beautiful human being. Not to cut you off, I'm sorry, but I wanted to double down on that. I think a lot of people don't see that side of you. They see the guy wearing a wig one day, the fantasy analyst next day, and then this guy this day. But I know you, and that resonated with me. And your mom is beautiful, bro. She looks like a Hollywood movie star.
That's another thing too. Like so her in her most vulnerable state, the last photo that we ever took together, my hair looks awesome, so I always kind of appreciate it. She's still a beautiful lady in that photo with everything. Like, it wasn't long before the end, but I knew when I was picking out photos, I had to go back and get her glamour shots. Like, there is no doubt about that. Like, there's plenty. Like, we have cool. Like, it did send me down a wormhole, because like a lot of people when they were doing it, I think when Cynthia, I feel bad because I wasn't paying attention to I was cognizant of what James was talking about, because I know his story about being homeless, and so I was paying attention to that. Missed everybody else, because then you're lost, because you're like, I'm not gonna make this type of thing. And then I do know timing wise too. And I don't know if they did this on purpose, but I kind of think that they did it. I think Andrew and Cynthia both kind of went through theirs a little bit quicker to make sure that I had a little bit more time. Because they were like, just do it. They were like, whatever it is, because they knew what I was going to say. And I think too, well, they knew I talked to one of our producers, so he knew what I was going to say. And I think too, when you're turning in photos, and they're photos of photos, like, all of this predates digital cameras and things like that. So nobody was like, we're the new, they catch on pretty quick. But yeah, I did find the most flattering photos, which is what she would have wanted.
Wouldn't she have done the same thing for you? I think that's what moms do.
100%.
And I think that kind of, Mother's Day and the representation of moms, Tariq Cohen wrote an article this week, the players, and he talks about, his mom, what she was dealing with, what he's dealing with, kind of took you behind the curtain, and you see that. And that story, even in the chat right now, I'm certain 16 to 50 people who thought differently of you have now flipped that script and said, wow, this guy isn't just a guy on TV. He's Adam Ray. And I think I've said it here before because I've been very vulnerable and emotional. And that's what this network is. And that's what will always be. And I've asked other men to tap into that. And if I can change one person to be vulnerable in a world full of shitty people, let's just be honest, then we've done our job. Shayne's done his job, and Adam Rank has done his job, because we could talk Bears all night. Everybody's expecting, where's the Bears? And there's fucking 7 people that are like, can we talk about the fucking Bears? Yeah. But the 480 people watching are like, wow, this is real. And there is no script here. Adam didn't know I was going to play that clip, and I didn't know how Adam would react to it because I wanted to praise him. But you're the real deal, and that's why I push for you.
And
all
as
the
long as
time.
we're keeping it 100, I got to tell you guys, my mom fucking sucked at Super Mario Brothers. So that's a credit to your mom.
My mom hated it. She called every video game system a Nintendo.
Yeah,
every one of them. Everyone was a Nintendo.
A lot of them will do that, and she no, she was I remember because my sister watched that, and my older sister, who, and I tell you, man, the people who are still around cannot tell stories for anything. And she's like, oh, I'd forgotten that mom and I forgot how into video games. I'm like, and I guess it was a little bit more because it was me growing up, and my sisters were older, so they were out of the house sooner. But I'm like, I remember like Space Invaders. My mom and my sister would play like games that were like, they got to the level where it was impossible. And I remember my mom making her play, because at some point, you know, I'm a small child, and I'm like, I got to go to bed. Like, I can't, like, even as a kid, you're like, or no, she would be like, you got to go to bed, because I was like trying to play. And then my sister, you know, who was older, she would let her, like, and they would play to all hours. And I always slept with, when I was a kid, I always did this. We had a single story. This is when we were living in California. Single story. Always slept with my door open, and I could hear those video games. Like that Mario music is ingrained into the super, like, well, I'm trying to remember what the step was between. Yeah, all of that. Part of my childhood. Space Invaders. There was a run of Donkey Kong too, but the solving all 6 levels of Super Mario Brothers. And that's when she learned how to videotape, run it through
amazing.
I forget how you do it. Like I wouldn't even
I couldn't even imagine my mom figuring out the VCR to record.
She couldn't pump her own gas, but like, oh, you figured out a way to tape the videotape Super Mario Brothers. Well done.
Awesome.
She was, you know what? She was like that. Like she was like there'd be things that just couldn't do. I can't do this. Like whatever. Like I can't do it. And then she goes and just passes her real estate license on her first try with like done. Like, oh, okay. So that was okay. She actually, when we moved to California, I'll remember this forever, is when she moved to California, when we moved to California, she took one look at the freeways and said, I'm not driving. I'm never driving the freeway. We're never going any. If you ever need somebody to drive you on the freeway, it's not happening. And we lived in the Riverside area of California. Corona, Riverside. If anybody is familiar, probably not. You never know. We have probably some.
Oh, you got some Cali.
Oh yeah.
But like she would not take the 91 freeway. She would take Magnolia Avenue, which ran alongside of it. And it would take like 30 minutes longer. And it was always so agonizing. Like, can we just think never? When I learned how to drive, I wasn't allowed to drive the freeway. So I would have friends in my car and we'd be like, oh yeah, we're going up to the Castle Park in Riverside. We got to take Magnolia. And my friend was like, what is your mom like taping? Or does she have a hidden video camera? I'm like, I don't know, bro. Like she learned how to record her video games. I'm not putting anything past her. But yeah, she would have been, if I would have grown up in the era of the Find My Phone type thing, like I would have been in so much trouble. Because I used to play in this gully that I was never supposed to be in. And she would have found my phone every day and I would have been busted. I would have done it once. And I would have been apprehended and it would have been over.
My life. You're real quick and then we'll.
Oh, bullets is close. Okay.
We'll turn to football. But your vulnerability prompted Shayne and I to talk about our best Christmases ever.
Yeah.
And mine was my dad, the football coach, the animal, pulling a prank on me and my sister because all I wanted was the Atari 2600. And he pulled the Red Ryder BB gun type of thing where all the presents were opened and we didn't get it. And we're sitting there and I'm playing with the toys and he's got his legs crossed and, he's barefoot. I could still see his leg chopping. He's like, wait a second, honey. I see one more present there, And then my sister ran over. It was like we had won the Super Bowl. And we tore that thing and the Atari was there. It was like, we got it. And Shayne had the same thing with the Nintendo. His dad did the same fucking thing.
Same exact thing, yeah. Christmas 1987.
Right?
Yeah, we opened up all the prep. Well, mine was a little bit different.
I'm old.
My mom messed up. We had 3 kids, but I opened up a game. And
Shayne
said to Mom, I'm like, Mom, thank you, but I don't have a Nintendo.
I don't have an NES. This is like garbage.
What?
You're like,
I'm like, it's
I feel
okay.
bad for my mom. She
it's not like
up.
Internally I'm fucking furious, but
like,
it's Christmas. I can't go crazy.
That was always a thing. Like although I never got big, my greatest Christmas moment was actually not me. It was legitimately my dad opening up his Bears starter jacket. Like it was his pride and joy. Like he was so thrilled and it was just like such a big moment for him. He was so like that's the one of all the Christmas things that I can remember. That is the one thing that always stands out to me. Part of the reason why is when the year I did get an NES, it was for my birthday and I have a December birthday. My mom also had a December birthday. Hers is worse or was worse, is worse. Her date of birth never changes. She was born on December 29th. So she hated like anything that was resembling a combo present, anything that would have been bought like in the stores on the 50% off days. Yeah. So she always went over the top on my birthday. So for anything, like if I remember one year I got a stereo. One year kids are like, what's a stereo?
Yeah. Was it one of those oversized boom boxes?
Yeah, of course. And then the year I got the NES, I got it for my birthday. And then it was cool because I got games for actually I got one game for Christmas. Because actually when I upgraded to NES, I said the only game I really want to play is Baseball Stars. I don't know if anybody remembers that game. Like that was my favorite baseball game. And she's like, okay, it's the only game you're getting. Like she would have bought me more, or my parents would have bought me more. But I played Baseball Stars so much. She actually like months later was like, are you sure you don't want any more? I go, yeah, I'm cool. Because she was doing it as a joke. Like you said, like, I'll get the NES. I think she wanted more games because I think it was to the point when she eventually solved Super Mario Brothers, she had to graduate to something else. So she's like, I can't remember what it was. I don't remember if it was. I wish she would have. Like, I can only imagine. I never got to find out what her reaction would have been if we would have owned the game Contra, and somebody would have tried the up down. Yeah. I feel like she would have lost her mind. She would have might have kicked me out of the house. That might have been grounds for removal. I can only imagine what her response to the up down would have been. But yeah, so that was
double dribble 3-point cheat
from the corner. Yeah.
From the corner.
Oh, right.
Never miss.
Drift behind the backboard.
Drift behind. You had the one over here on the left with Magic Johnson. It wasn't really him, but I would play with the Lakers.
Right. Lakers 32.
Yes.
Whoever this person is.
I think they were they were called the Breakers on that game, weren't they?
Right.
Yes. They had the cut scene, and you'd come in for the dunk with the what is it? Anime style.
Yeah.
And you got blocked sometimes. That was everything to me. That was everything. Those days I grew up with hip hop, video games, and football. That was my life. And
love it. Yeah, that's very similar. Although I wasn't as much. We talked about this. I'm more Beastie Boys. You're more Run DMC, which is why I appreciate you doing the Hold It Now.
I had to give you the Hold It Now in the intro every time you come on.
He even had to clear it with me, Adam.
I had to clear it with Shayne.
I thought you were going to say your music department.
These friggin' copyrights. Yeah.
We're coming out with an album, speaking of which. That'll be a shameless plug right here.
Yeah,
buddy. Full-length album. I know Rank is going to get it. Hope. TTNL Music. Real Quick Productions. My guy, Cool Kennedy. The full-length album. There's going to be 15 songs and a bonus song that we're working on now. It's going to be like a summer jam. That's all I can tell you. So anyway, shameless plug. Adam Rank, we got a quarterback. We got 2 receivers tonight. Dante Pettis is a Bear.
Woo!
Tajay Sharp.
Tajay Sharp.
I actually don't. I don't mind Tajay Sharp. I think he's a decent enough. I think he's a decent player.
Remember when he was coming out of Temple?
Yeah.
He had that big year. What was he with? Philly, Shayne? Or was he with?
No. He was at the Titans at some point.
Titans.
That's
Tennessee,
it. Temple tough. I'm a big fan of Tajay. I want to see what he does getting an opportunity. Dante Pettis out of Washington, right?
Yeah.
Dante Pettis played with the Niners.
The son of Angels great and current Rangers. I think he's one of the current Rangers coaches. Gary Pettis.
Really?
Nice.
Yeah.
He was a second
dad was a
rounder.
major leaguer.
It's not that old.
Guys, I gotta say this before. I know Cars has decided not to show up because Jesper Horsted.
Yeah, he's in mourning.
He's been cut, so he is not showing. He's pulled a full revolt, and I get it. So,
well, Horsted failed the physical.
Yeah. I know, but what is that? Like, did he really fail the physical, or is that a way that they remove him?
I don't think you can fail him on a physical. I think something
he really failed the physical.
Show up,
yeah. I would say that's something the Players Association would step in on.
Oh yeah,
if they were trying to play fast and loose with it.
Yeah, to me it sounds like it. To me, it sounds like it was quite a bad injury.
Really? Is it like an off-season thing?
Could be.
Because
these guys are all working out. I mean, he could have blown.
That was the guy that I was putting in the, the coal that's going to get sharpened into a diamond type of category. But that story is gone. I'm disappointed that this kid isn't going to get out. I thought he had a good connection with Justin
100%.
Fields. So they obviously claimed a kid from the Giants who's like, where's Sammy from Canada? He's from Canada.
Was it Ryan Jensen?
Is that his? No,
it's like
Ryan
Reese John.
Rice John.
Yeah,
who's 6'7". I think he's like 240 pounds. He ran a 4.6. Big boy. He's been with the Giants. He's been a Jasper
Rice and John. RYSEN. Rice and John is his
Rice
name.
and John. So he's somebody that's
obviously signed Nathan Peterman too.
And Nathan Peterman.
The Peterman.
The Peterman era has begun. Where is Greg Gabriel?
Hey, listen, he was in the playoffs last year.
Gabriel wanted him over Mitch Trubisky. What are your thoughts there?
I was just never a big Trubisky guy. Like there was always, and I know that we've probably said this on every show.
Still
that
remember
we've ever
your
been on.
YouTube video that night, man.
Oh my God. That was one. Yeah, that was one of the all
Living in
timers.
infamy.
And it was, I don't know if you're I say this all the time, but it's like, you're an Ohio kid and you don't have to go to Ohio State or even stay in the Big Ten. But the fact that you didn't make the MAC and you had to go down and go to North Carolina where you didn't win the job outright to begin with.
Right.
You're not a starter till your third year. And then you're like, yeah, I'm going to cash in and go. Like, no, I don't know. That doesn't work for me. I don't know.
Right there with you.
I get it. The disappointment that night obviously was real for me because we wanted Deshaun Watson.
Yeah.
And we didn't get him. And that's where it left it for me. And
that's not even the bad part though, man. It's the
Shayne.
They weren't we talked about that last time.
Double dipping.
They weren't going to take what they had Mahomes number 2, but they had such a separation between Mahomes and Trubisky that they gave up all that ammunition to move up one spot. That's
an indictment on their ability to assess the quarterback.
Talked with Adam last night. Then you follow it up with Mr. Chipotle, Adam Shayne. I mean, oof.
Unbelievable.
The only person I ever heard defend that pick was Gil Brandt. He was a huge Adam Shayne fan. But
you can tell, you know what's funny is I can always tell when Daniel Jeremiah doesn't like a player. And this is before he moved on to the big desk where, you know, Mayock was still doing the thing. And so I was there with DJ and I'm like, hey, and he's just, the way he was talking about him, I'm like, this guy sucks. Like there's like even the most positive guy in the world is kind of like, well, like you could just, you know, just the way he's talking. I don't know. At least, you know, I would feel worse. I still feel bad about it. But if you're the Denver Broncos who took Jake Butt 1 pick before George Kittle.
Yeah.
Like that's I mean, like we're terrible. Like we have
former Bear Jake Butt for a little while. They had him on the roster for a little while.
Kittle was my guy, man. If you go back and look, I'm like, kid from Iowa. What are we doing? It just drove me insane. I get like that with certain players that I absolutely love, like Romeo Doubs, obviously now with the Packers. So I got to watch what he becomes. Yeah. Hopefully he doesn't become what I think.
He's going to be better than Watson.
100%. Yeah. No doubt about it. No doubt about becomes better than Watson. I feel the more we get away from it is Christian Watson was the pick of like, all right, just keep everybody at bay. Like let them do their, like, let them be upset or quelch the riot over people, you know, for not drafting a wide receiver in the first round. But Doubs is the guy who's going to be like, oh, he's going to end up being better.
Yeah.
Let's go here now, guys. I want you guys to talk about this because I'm getting fired up, and you guys mentioned it last night, but I've been pining like Balboa to get in at Mr. T. After Mickey gets shoved. That's how fired up. The Darnell Mooney narrative that the national media is rolling with is infuriating to me because it's such a complete showcase of not watching any tape. It's just he was picked in the 5th round, led by the parade leader. If it was a Southern marching band, it would be Dan Orlovsky out front with Phil Simms' kid behind him talking. When does round selection define player production? I want to know what these two assholes were picked where, and they're talking about where players are picked. They're not helping Justin Fields, and they're shitting on Darnell Mooney. Talk about that, Adam, first.
Yeah, it is. I really don't understand. I guess I do. I guess everybody's got their own little narratives that they want to create. And, you know, and it's difficult too, when you're not, I guess you just don't watch enough. I don't know. We talked about this last night. Like the NFL has changed. And I think that people still have this notion of what a wide receiver one needs to look like. And Dan Orlovsky, I should have gone back and checked to see if he actually did play with Calvin Johnson. The years seem to like line up, so I'm almost assuming that he is. But it's like, yeah, you know what? Like, not everybody is going to be Calvin Johnson or Randy Moss or anything like that. It's kind of like the way Vince McMahon always looked at his champions over the years, where they all had to look like Batista or The Rock or Hulk Hogan, or people like that. And then for a couple of years, you know, people like Bryan Danielson were allowed to be WWE champion, who's, you know, he's not even 6 feet tall, but they let him run with the belt, and he was highly successful. Kofi Kingston ran with the belt, not somebody that you would normally, you know, associate with being like one of the megastars of 70s wrestling or 80s wrestling or anything like that. And I think that the NFL is in that process right now where you don't have to be 6'5" and this otherworldly type of,
exactly,
like, you don't have to be the create a Madden guy. Like, we saw how valuable Cooper Kupp was this season for the Los Angeles Rams. And I think Darnell Mooney could be that type of receiver if the offense is predicated that way. If the targets go his way, he's going to catch the football. And so to me, it just seems disingenuous. Like, I don't know. I guess it's easy to pick on the Bears, and you know that their fan base is going to get riled up, and you can saber rattle and do whatever you want to do. And maybe people just don't fear the Bears fan base the way that they fear other fan bases. Cause there's some fan bases you just do not approach. Otherwise you're going to hear about it. And so I don't know what it is, but it's not truthful. It's not accurate.
Right.
Like, it's crazy. It's crazy that we went from a conversation of like, is this guy a number one? And then somebody has changed it to, is he a 3? Like, what? How did? Where do we? What happened?
Yeah, it fits into the narrative. I mean, I listened to Bucky Brooks was talking about it today. I guess they recorded their show yesterday. Jeremiah wasn't on it with him, but he was talking about the Bears and blasting the Bears, saying that they're really basing everything on Justin Fields taking that second-year jump because of coaching and not really doing anything else. But then he turns and starts talking about Jacksonville, and he's like, well, when you're talking about Trevor Lawrence, you got to realize the situation that he was put in with the coaching staff down there. And I'm like, you just shit all over Justin Fields and the Chicago Bears, and it's the same type of deal. And I'll take Darnell Mooney all day long over Christian Kirk. I'll take Cole Kmet. I'll take Cole Kmet. Cole Kmet had a better season than Evan Ingram did last year.
Yeah,
and they gave him $10 million. And it's, hey, they're going out and they're
saying,
but it's the same narrative, Phil. It's the same narrative. They're always, I mean, come on.
Darnell Mooney works his ass off in the route with a shitty coach, a rookie QB, no offensive philosophy, no run game. And this kid goes out there and blocks to the whistle. He runs his routes. He burnt fucking what's his name? Ramsey. Yeah. Twice burnt his ass. If he had a quarterback
couldn't hit him
with any fucking accuracy, the whole narrative changed. And these national fucking guys that don't watch a dick of tape, not a pinch of it.
Yeah.
Look at it and just say two fucking things. They disrespect Mooney, and I'm the first guy to tell you, I didn't think this kid was going to be, I thought he was going to be Bernard Berrien light.
Yeah.
He has gone beyond anything I could have ever imagined. And the effort in his blocking, forget about his route running, his speed, his ability to change directions. Look at the reality of him making plays when they need to be made and refusing to go down. At 170 pounds, he plays like he's 210. And that shouldn't go unnoticed. And then this disrespectful bullshit narrative that all of these guys have. Maybe they do it just to get reaction, because Shayne's right. All of those receivers, I would take Darnell Mooney. We could play a game. Mooney.
Like, how does Michael Gallup, like, where was Michael Gallup as a player? Tyler, by the way, Tyler Lockett's a number one. You're being disrespectful to Tyler Lockett by calling him a number two. Tyler Lockett is
my God,
he's a great player. Like,
Right.
I don't know where you guys stand on him, but I love Tyler Lockett. I'm like, whoa. How is Tyler Lockett catching strays in this conversation? That's like just put Cooper Kupp on that list. Here's the number two who I like, Cooper Kupp.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
God, how is Tyler Lockett a one to you? Like, I know that DK Metcalf is on the team. I'm not sure that DK is better than Tyler Lockett.
No fucking way is he better than Tyler Lockett.
I know that.
No
I know that.
way.
I know that DK had 12 touchdowns last year. 3 of them came in one game at the end of the season. They still happen. That's fair. He got 12 touchdowns.
One trick pony. He is.
I felt like when Russell got hurt, it kind of hurt the chemistry. It kind of hurt Tyler Lockett a little bit because Gino was not looking for him as much. Russell knew where to go when he was near the goal line. Like he knew, because Tyler Lockett went from like top 20 in red zone targets in 2020 to like, I think he was like 120th last year. And it's like Tyler Lockett did not get worse. Russell Wilson was hurt. I don't know. We'll see how Drew Lock feels about all this. But Tyler Lock, that's Michael Gallup. Like, do not put Michael Gallup over Darnell Mooney. First of all, I like Michael Gallup, but Tyler Lockett's a one. Like now you're just get out of here.
Last point I want to say is this: looking at what the Chicago Bears did, and then turning around and saying they're not supporting Justin Fields based on what they should have done goes back to Shayne and your point last night of look at what Christian Kirk got. Look what Christian Kirk is. Christian Kirk better for the Bears than Darnell Mooney? No fucking way. There's no way. And I'm going to say this, and others have said it. Doesn't matter who said it first, even though I did call Matt Nagy the shoe salesman, because his absence alone is going to allow the real identity of the Bears to stand up right there. Perfect timing. Number 32 is going to run the ball, and Justin is going to be a better quarterback just because of those two things. Now Darnell Mooney add into the equation. Then all of a sudden, all these fucking talking heads are going to be like, Kyle Brandt's going to be putting on Bears gear again. It's going to be a different feel because you're going to see the reality of what a team sport is when they're coached with discipline and tenacity. There's an expectation. And you guys hit it out of the park last night on the Sick Podcast with Adam Rank. If you're not a subscriber to that, Shayne and Adam were killing it last night and really delving into my head of things I wanted to talk about too.
Yeah.
This being it, Justin Fields and the draft, that's the whole next narrative that Ryan Poles, is that new kid with the driver's license that crashed his car because he did not do what everybody thought he should do. But meanwhile, this guy there, look, I did it right, had warned everybody for a month. Don't be surprised. We could pull the audio, Bratcher or Jackle. One of you doing shit. Shayne saying they're going to draft defense. I wouldn't be surprised. David Kaplan, 3 hours or an hour and a half before the draft, they're going to take a corner market. And they do.
Me and Shagru had come to that. We came to that. He was on the Sick Podcast with me before the draft.
There you go.
We were on Friday, so we knew. And I said, after all those receivers went off the board, I said, we're going corner. I thought we were going to get the Clemson kid that Minnesota ended up with, but Kyler Gordon's a better player. I didn't think Kyler Gordon would be there. I didn't think he'd get the 39.
Exactly.
So we were like, all right, yeah. Then Brisker is, and we talked about this.
My favorite guy.
He's the one that, going back and looking in hindsight, is the guy that makes all the difference for me. Because I did go back and look. They were the games against the 49ers, the Ravens, and the Steelers. We gave up fourth quarter leads in all three of those games. An improved secondary can turn that all around. Both Green Bay games. In the first game against Green Bay, if we make a stop, we
Talk
could
about it.
We could put the ball in Justin Fields' hands with an opportunity to win the game. I'm not saying whether he wins or whether he loses, but I'm saying that a competent defense puts him in a position to beat the Green Bay Packers. And in the second game, we were kicking the shit out of them. And again, we were leading at halftime. The lead was shrinking. We had a 14-point lead, at least a double-digit lead. They could have won that game again with a defense that was competent. I know Aaron Rodgers is great, so I would not discount him. Would not consider that an automatic. It's not like going up against Jared Goff. But at the same time, it's just at the same, like, no, there's like, and again, that a 6-win season could have easily have been 9, which would have been terrible probably, because they could have talked themselves into more than Matt Nagy. Like, one more chance. No more chance. But it's asinine. And listen, we got to talk about this one player because Shayne and I thought we were going to talk about him last night and we never got to him. So this is the thing. So I'm fine with both defensive guys. Okay. I was one of the biggest proponents of drafting all offense. I understand it now. I have seen the light. I get it. Perfect. I will say they drafted a wide receiver in the 3rd round. So people act like they don't sign wide receivers, or they don't draft wide receivers. Like, they drafted one in the 3rd round. Well, not the guy that I wanted. Well, then I don't know what to tell you. Like, this, people get so many, like, they get these weird notions in their head. Like, I will say, and I know that I often compare the Bears to the Angels, but coming into this season, people would be like, we've never signed a successful free agent pitcher. And I would be like, Bartolo Colon won the Cy Young Award. All right, we'll name another one. The reigning MVP, Shohei Ohtani, fuck nuts.
Yeah.
Well, name, like, how many do I need to name? Like, they signed free agent pitchers who are good. Like, the whole narrative is gone. And again, if you would have told me that, with one of their first 3 picks, the Bears draft a wide receiver, I would be okay with it. I'm sorry that it's not the player that you liked. I know that everybody, and including our dear friend Berlissimo, they love George Pickens. I
hate George Pickens even more after the draft.
I now no fault to George himself, who might be a delightful person. I have to hate you now. I'm so sorry, because Bears Twitter got so worked up into a froth that I now don't like you. Like, when, like, sometimes if you don't see a television show that people have talked about for years, Game of Thrones comes to mind, and everybody, you're like, fine, like, I'm going to give it a shot. That show has no chance of wowing you because people have built it up way too much. And there is nothing they could do unless that dragon was fucking a goat or doing something. It's not going to impress you. And and by the way, if Sammy's watching, my producer on the sick, I'm so sorry,
Sammy.
This is where I get all potty mouthed.
Yes,
I'm sorry. I don't do this on our show.
It's definitely the first dragon fucking a goat drop we've had. I'm not gonna lie.
I can only imagine the smells coming out of that thing, but
But and the thing is, so of no fault to George himself, but you're never like, I honestly don't like you, and I'm gonna be actively rooting against you as a terrible person, as an awful person.
I didn't understand him standing there. Was he wearing a freaking?
When he got picked, that was so fucking awkward.
He wearing like a woman's legging over his face?
Something.
I didn't know what the hell was going on.
It was like watching the backstage segments from Raw, and they're always watching TV at a weird angle. Like, who's doing that?
Back was bent a certain way. I was like, who is this? Shayne sent it to me. I'm like, what is this? And he's like, it's Pickens. I'm like, thank God. I just watching that, it verified everything for me that I felt like on tape. And then the Georgia, what game was it? Georgia Tech. He's in a fight, selfishly taking over the game. They're winning, and I was like, this guy has some.
We just got rid of Javon Wims.
Yeah, we don't need that.
We don't need that again.
The other thing was, though, with Velus, you're getting. We'll talk about the interview that Shayne shared, and 670 the score. They did a great job. talking with Velas, but our George, the one you like, Barrelissimo, and myself, my dad, and Shayne will be breaking down Velas Jones this weekend on Draft Mob and X's with the O crossover show, Patron. And I'm telling you right now, I just remember Velas playing against, and me and Chris Zorich, the former Bear, were texting back and forth because Tennessee was in the game with Alabama. And I'm like, who the fuck is this number one? He refuses. He's the leader. He was the alpha.
Yeah.
Creating this energy that we can fucking do this. When you find that, and I didn't know that Velas was an older player and his backstory from USC. When I'm watching this, all I'm doing is watching it as a fan, not breaking down tape. And I'm like, when someone jumps off the screen and has that kind of persona, that will to win, that looks at the fucking sideline and says, all day, give it to me. I'm going to fucking watch me. Those guys are the Paytons. Those guys are the Sanders. Those guys are the ones that you find. And listen, 25 years old might have pushed him down. But to hear him talk, Shayne, and him saying, I'm fucking pissed at that 4-3-1 because I know I ran not in a straight line. It could have been better. This kid's not like John Capel fast. This kid is angry fast. And he plays the game of football fast. That's a whole different thing. And I think
it's
Ryan
not even
Poles,
just that. It's the fucking whiteboard comment. That
oh
was
my
the one
God,
that I loved.
That's the home run.
He's like,
I don't know if you heard it.
I'm a visual learner. So he's like,
knew how to
I bought
learn.
a whiteboard and I take it into meetings. And when they're, when Getsy's talking about plays, I'm writing it down so I can see it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's impressive.
When a young kid who's mature, because you guys made a great point, like 25, we signed Allen Robinson at 25, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
So
AJ Brown.
You know what, Adam? He's a little old to be a free agent here.
Why are we signing this old ass Allen Robinson? Why are we signing AJ Brown? He's a little old. He's 25. I mean, the exception to the rule is, and it's funny because some Vikings fan was like, well, Justin Jefferson's just turning 22 or whatever it is, something super young. You're like, yeah, bitch, he's gonna want out of Minnesota in about 2 seasons. If he makes it that long. Like, how long is he gonna want to catch passes from Kirk Cousins? Like, eventually you're one more season away from him being like, yeah, just ship my ass to Kansas City. Like, get me out of here. Like, let me go somewhere else. Like, you know what? I think I'm going to start that. Like, when future Chief Justin Jefferson, who next year if I'm the Chiefs, what if the Chiefs did the smart thing? They traded away Tyreek Hill, saved a bunch of money, and they're like, we'll spend it on Justin Jefferson. We call that the Stephon Diggs. That's exactly what Diggs did. And you guys got lucky that the Eagles effed up their pick and took Jalen Reagor instead of Justin Jefferson. So don't act like you're some shrewd businessman. You got lucky. You got fortunate. And Justin Jefferson, like Stephon Diggs before him, is going to want to leave. And you'll have 38-year-old Adam Thielen, and you'll be making fun of us for a 25-year-old stud rookie. And we'll see how you like it.
Yeah. This dude, Kurt Gullidge said it. You look at Hester, he's only 11 months. He's almost a year younger when he's coming out at 24.
Yeah.
25 is not old. And I think you said it, Adam, even the night we drafted him. When are we going to recognize that maybe a little maturity is going to actually help? So here comes this rookie who's not,
especially after what we saw over the last couple of years.
Just kind of weird that our rookie is the elder statesman in the wide receiver room.
Our rookie,
he's
the one renting the car. That's what we said.
He's got the whiteboard leading by example. I like that. I like the fact on tape though, Velas plays fast to his time. That's the difference in a lot of these guys. Like this kid plays with an edge of anger. And the fact that I'll admit this, I had Percy Harvin envy when the Bills had him, when the Vikings had him. That's the kind of football player that I love and he's like, Percy Harvin was my role. That was the guy I like to pass. If I'm getting Percy Harvin, sign me up. Sign me up.
Yeah, Ill Will talked about that today, talking about because obviously the Deebo Samuel is a comparison a lot of people make. I've made it myself. And he's like, Percy Harvin might be a better comparison. I'm like, I really like Percy Harvin. Actually, the times that he was cool to me. I always liked him. And when he beat Peyton Manning in the Super Bowl, I thought that was great. I'm still upset about the Super Bowl that Peyton Manning won. Well, he was on a team that beat us. I don't think he won it, but whatever.
Thanks, Danielle Manning.
Daniel Manning. Again, going back to Brisker. Being in the right place in the secondary. I think that's another home run point besides the go and the dragon is the reality of you saying, being Bears fans, think about some of the misery that you've had. Everyone blamed Chris Conte, but really it was Julius Peppers not staying in contain, waiting patiently for Aaron to try to sneak out and just drop his ass.
Yeah. Or James Anderson just pick up the fucking fumble. Anderson, you don't have to worry about any of it.
Exactly. Yeah. James Anderson pick up the fumble. Secondary troubles in big moments have cost us many a time, and that will be continuously happening if you don't get these types of players. And going back to Brisker, I'm telling you right now, this guy is a physical. It's Brian Urlacher and Mike Brown had a baby. That's what you're getting at safety. He's that instinctive, like Brown being in the right place and as physical coming up in the alley like an Earl. That kind of showcases what the Bears are getting. So and Kyler Gordon, Shayne, you, me, and Barelissimo breaking him down with my dad. Kyler Gordon does some things out there that are just freakish at a cornerback position.
People laugh. I've heard people openly laugh about his ballet background and his kung fu, and that's going to be a huge part of what keeps this kid on the field.
God. Wasn't there like a Hall of Fame receiver who
Lynn Swann admitted
that one play when the offensive guard folds him up. I don't know how he didn't.
You're not a patron. Just sign up for a month to watch us break down this one play.
Credit, he put the little timer up there.
Barelissimo did a great job.
He got compressed, got back up, made the fucking play, and it was under a second.
All-American guard comes on a trap, and it's just Jim Harbaugh's power scheme. So the last man on the line, everybody's blocking down. The guard comes to kick out. Last man there. It's him coming off the edge. This guard is an All-American, comes in and just fucking folds him. But his ballerina and kung fu get him on a balance on his knee. He's doing looking like he's doing limbo. Is able to control himself, slide on the turf, get back up, and jump on the tackle. By far and away, the most impressive play I've seen on tape in a long time. And I'm my description of it isn't even going to give it justice until you see it and the timer that Barelissimo put on it. It's just, that's the kind, and it's not just that play. There's another freak play that he does. So I get what Ryan Poles, and I'm just saying it. We all wanted a wide receiver there. We had our guy. Alec Pierce was my guy there at that point, right? But you have to understand, as my father said right here, Shayne. He said, where was he saying? He said it right here.
I'm sure he could have taken those two pussies at the corner last year, beat the shit out of them.
If you got that going on in your secondary, you're not going to win a lot of games down the stretch. And to your point, Adam Rank, their stats, there's wins and losses that are forgotten based on letdowns in toughness
Yeah.
and effort and coverage and communication last season with that defense. There's no doubt about it. None whatsoever. None. So those 2 picks with Velus obviously take us into the middle of the draft, which became the 5th round. And now you're looking at them taking offensive linemen. They're taking, a shot at some of these the kid from Southern Utah, big offensive tackle. And now you're seeing a switch, Shayne, from Ryan Pace's focus, which was to skip over the tackle position for about 6 years, excluding Tayu Fabulajay in the 7th round. But other than that, he didn't focus on the offensive line. So what were you happy, Adam, with the selections of some of these middle round offensive line?
I like the approach. And you know what? When you have a need at a position like that with a draft that was deep at the position, and I think that taking some of the swings on this guy, I think the San Diego State kid could develop into something too. And I think a lot of the guys that they took were project type players. I'm into that. I think that that's what you want to do. I think it shows that they're somewhat comfortable with where they're starting this season, and they're going to have some stuff to work on moving forward. So I thought that it's probably the best approach just to throw all the resources, those second and third, the third day guys. I mean, the Bears have done pretty well with some third day picks over the last number of years. I think the Chiefs, I think everybody does. A lot of times if you ever want to just take some time and go through Wikipedia or whatever and look at some drafts and look at like who hits, you're like, oh, like, because they'll show you like who's still in the league, who are the Pro Bowlers, who are the All Pros, and you're surprised like how many misses there are in the first round, how many guys later in drafts sneak through the cracks. I was talking about Richard Sherman earlier today. Like there was a guy like, how does he just sneak through? I know he was a converted wide receiver.
Yep.
I'm assuming he was a little bit older because I thought that he graduated from Stanford.
25.
I thought he was older. I think he was older too. A guy who played wide receiver and then developed into one of the best safeties of his era, or corners. Excuse me.
Corner. I don't want any troll to roll over you.
I'm sorry. I self-corrected. I got
Eric
it.
Lambert might write an article about.
Oh, he's listening right now.
Would you stop? Leave Eric Lambert alone.
Shayne and Eric.
I want to do it. Listen, I've had him on. He's been nice, and he's.
I thought Shayne made a great point on your show. You got to go check it out. The Sick Podcast with Adam Rank. He's a brother on this network. Adam Rank is giving us his time tonight. I want to real quick. Changing the subject from Eric and his shenanigans on sports, whatever cockery.
Don't.
Let's go back and look. This is our first ever guest, the Rank Chronicles of Adam Rank coming on our network.
There's going to be some bad takes, I think.
Sammy, close your ears, Samuel in Canada. Baby, we got a quarterback.
Oh my God!
We got a leader.
Cars, man, cars dance.
A great kid.
Smoke weed every day.
I can't believe they did it.
Jeremiah just said he expects Fields to be starting week 1.
Nope.
Like that's something.
Andy Dalton, go fuck yourself.
Nope.
Boy, is he at the draft party right now, I wonder?
Nope.
Guess who's here?
There he is! We got a quarterback! They did it!
What the fuck? Listen.
Yes. Tell us. We're winning.
Keep Rodgers. I don't want any excuses. I don't want any excuses.
No chance.
You know what? And I don't know if Ryan Pace. Let me finish. Matt Nagy wasn't there when the pick was made.
Does this make me look bad?
But if Ryan Pace is now looking back and saying, like, you know what, I should have gone with Deshaun Watson. Yes! To forget, like, how great of a quarterback he's been. Patrick Mahomes, who's really benefited from being in Kansas City. If he looked at that and said, like, I want to rectify that mistake, that is perfectly fine with me.
I hate contrarian.
I love, and I know that I know people like Mac Jones, and I think that he could be a good NFL quarterback.
And it never lies.
But I've been of the mind that Justin Fields went out there and proved himself in the Big Ten in big moments. He beat Trevor Lawrence. Want to start running? Let's start going through that tape now.
Yeah.
Him smoking Trevor Lawrence and talk about how good he is. And now we finally get the quarterback who's fucking pissed that everybody was passing him up.
Yes.
Drafting. You want to go? I hope every time we play the San Francisco 49ers that Justin Fields throws for 500 yards. I hope he is so pissed every time he's playing against one of these bum teams. Broncos, Panthers. Who else needed a Detroit? You could have had him, Detroit. I hope Khalil Mack shoves Penei Sewell so far up Jared Goff's ass, and then Justin Fields comes out and leads us to victory.
Yeah, to take over the North and never give it back.
The Adam Rank Chronicles there. The preacher.
Same hat, by the way. Unless that dragon was fucking a goat or doing something, it's not going to impress you. Oh my god! Is that now going to be one of the?
It's going to be a drop. It's going to be a drop on this show. You know?
I did not intend for that to be the case. But
give me some fucking names.
All right. Same hat, by the way. I will tell you, like in the artist rendition. With this hat on, that the sticker is still attached. This weekend, one of my kids pulled the sticker off. It drives me crazy. Why do you remove the sticker? I showed him that photo. I said, it's part of my brand to leave the sticker on.
Branded.
See what my daughter did right before showtime?
Look at that. You guys are
it is not cool. And then they don't stick right anymore. I don't know what to do. I'm upset.
Lucky she's only 11 months older. I would have.
I am so upset.
Taken it out on her, but
it's
know.
okay. It's okay.
Listen, they wanted to go to the book fair. I'm like, nope, you pulled off this now.
It's right. Yeah.
Although, like, there's book fairs, and I'm like, book fair, and we're going, and so now the kids they're teaching them consumerism, and they're like, we got to go buy books. I'm like, did they close your library? Like what? Like the library, and they're like, why do we teach them that the library sucks? Like we can go get this book for free and return it when we're done, and it's not cluttering the house.
Right.
Apparently, that's a concept.
Can't take them to the goat farm.
Right.
That's out now.
Yeah, they're out of the goat farm.
You're on the air, baby.
I will not allow them to go to the goat farm.
Adam, your favorite fantasy player for the Bears
this season?
Yes. Who's the guy?
We're going
from 1996. Who was your favorite fantasy
from
player?
1996? No, I did have
ultra back.
Right now, I did because I always had Forte, who was dope, especially in the early years of PPR leagues. He was incredible, and nobody wanted to draft him for whatever reason. People, I don't know what it was. I always seemed to sleep on him, which was fine, and he was great in fantasy. And I think this season we're going to probably get a lot of great production out of both, and I'll say both David Montgomery and Khalil Herbert. And you look last year, AJ Dillon, ended with about 800 rushing yards. I want to say, and he was, he could catch the ball too. And I think both these players are going to have an opportunity. And I think, again, when everybody wants to talk about the lack of weapons with the Bears. They conveniently forget how solid the running game is. They conveniently forget, Cole Kmet could develop. And listen, I think we've all moved past the point of expecting him to be, Kirkland, George Kittle. But I think that if you could get him, especially with Getsy coming over, if you could get him into that Bob Tunyon role where it's like, yeah, he's a threat for double-digit touchdowns. He might not have Travis Kelce's receiving yards, but he's somebody who could be very pliable or very, very viable, near the goal line. So I think, again, like this team does have some positive attributes to it. And it's cool if you don't want to play that game and you want to go out and be negative. And, I know people make fun of me because I'm somewhat negative, but it's always towards the other team. It's always towards Kirk Cousins. It's always towards Aaron Rodgers.
You're an Angels fan.
I know.
Angels in the outfield.
Angels in the outfield.
No chance to turn around. And I always say this, and I'll say it again here with you. And I know you've been so generous with your time, but every year a team has went from last to first.
Yeah.
And it was at one point, I think the trend broke a few years ago, but it was like 38 straight seasons.
Yeah.
One division last place went and won the division the next year. This is the game of football. And okay, the narrative is what it is. But Cole Kmet, and we have a former Bears quarterback, Eric Kramer, joining our network. He's going to do a show. Yes, he's going to do a show here on our patron Kramer's QB School. And he's going to be breaking down Justin Fields and the offense with me, my dad, Shayne, Berlisi, whoever else is with us.
He doesn't get mad about my joke, does he?
I will bring you on with him.
Oh, no.
So but
he's going to be upset me. He's going to be upset.
Carr stood him up 3 times. He's not upset.
Invited Cars out to dinner and he stood him up.
Oh my gosh. I would never do such a thing.
Exactly. Well, we're setting it up once the schedule comes out.
Yeah.
There is
just tomorrow.
There is some breaking news though.
Week 2 though.
Week
Bears
2.
I can't wait. Nope.
You want spoiler alert?
You got to let me go before you guys say this. I legitimately will get in trouble.
Okay, we won't.
I cannot be part of this. Cannot be part of this.
Stopped us.
So what I was going to say though, hey, real quick though, this is draft related and I think very important. Bruce Feldman was on a podcast talking about the Bears draft, and he brought up 2 NFL executives and asked them to pick their breakout player that nobody is talking about out of the entire draft. Mm-hmm. Both guys picked the same player. You guys have any idea who it was?
Was it Brisker?
Nope.
Velus Jones.
Nope.
No.
Said that he could end up being one of the best players to come out of the draft for any team.
I mean, would it be? That would lead me to believe it was Kyler Gordon.
Yeah.
Dominique Robinson.
Really?
Yes.
That's not
former quarterback, former wide receiver turned defensive end.
Wow.
Said
that would be
keep your
a freak show.
He said what he's heard that the Bears are going to have him locked in on pretty much just the Mark Anderson role as a rookie. Third down, see quarterback, get quarterback. But they said this kid, there's definitely something there. And he said people need to keep their eyes peeled on him. And
I swear to God, if that happens, let's say he develops and let's say he does that kind of thing, see quarterback, get quarterback, that could make him very similar to Aldon Smith during his first 2 years.
Yep.
If he out Aldon Smith's the guy that Jacksonville, Trayvon Walker, that would be the best. That would be the best story.
Yeah.
And I don't hate Jacksonville. I don't want to clown them. They get too much abuse.
You're a big
all over the place.
Khan fan.
Tony Khan's my dude. Yeah, and but but I don't like. I'm not beholden to Trent Baalke. So if he ends up being that player, God, that would be rich. That would be so great.
That would be outstanding.
It's not the Bears have hit late and I mean Mark Anderson was a 5th rounder out of Alabama?
Yes.
12
Richard
sacks.
Dent was an 8th round pick.
Yeah, he wouldn't
That's
have
all
even
you
been,
got to think of right there.
Wouldn't have even been signed, or he would have been
Exactly.
an undrafted free agent.
You think about the value that keeping it. I mean, I think that they're still going to be listening. I know Phil's going to lose his mind on offers for Robert Quinn, but you think about putting this kid in the same room with a veteran like Robert Quinn, and you know what he can learn. Just
Travis,
yeah,
he looks like me and my dad were talking about it. He looks like Javon Curse from the Titans
those
back
long,
in
lanky
Florida.
arms.
Long, length, big, long, lean body coming off the edge, learning the position. Just a freak of nature to go like that. Listen, that's exciting. But I will say this without the spoiler, because I don't want to get you in trouble. Next year, you have to make the trip that we go out to Chicago with us.
Right.
Can you do that?
You're going to have to direct all inquiries to the National Football
Mrs.
League
Rank?
Media Group. No, she's whatever.
Okay.
The NFL Network sometimes considers me valuable, and they don't send me places during the season.
We need you in Chicago. Can you get one?
They need me wherever. I don't know. Can I do my shows from there?
Yes.
If it's a Sunday, I could probably leave after GMFB on a Saturday, fly out that night, and then I'd have to be on the Bird after the game. That's doable.
I don't want to put pressure on you. I didn't know there was
you're not
all
putting
these
pressure.
hoops.
It depends on what my
I want to
Sunday
get you
role
and
is.
Kramer next to each other.
No. It just depends on what my Sunday role is.
Okay.
And honestly,
we'll talk off the air.
I could actually just fly with a green screen. If you guys have green screens, I could always do GMFB.
Ron G has like 6 of them.
There it is.
I could do Bratcher's on Amazon right now.
Look at this asshole's
This
green
guy's
screen.
ordered one. He's got a green screen.
That's not real. That looks so real.
Talk about the book fair.
Yeah,
I got them all.
You got that
Libs
goat,
over here.
You got that
name it,
goat
I got
fucker
it.
book back there, Jackal. You were telling us about earlier.
Gosh.
The goat
Unless
fucker.
that
Dragon
dragon was
fuckers, I
fucking a
don't-
goat or doing something. It's not going to impress you. Not going to impress me unless that dragon's fucking a goat. Everyone
man.
knows this.
Sorry
I
about
need dragon on goat for me to be impressed with your show. After people have been talking it up for years.
Now listen, before we let you have time or you got to go? You got to bounce?
I mean, I should go.
Okay. Can you?
The kids have to go to bed at some point.
Let me ask you this: a couple fun questions before you go.
Wait, hold on. Don't do that yet. Okay, we're all good.
You good?
I'm just making sure.
That,
I get a
Kyle Brandt. I mean, is he
Kyle
having an
Brandt's
issue
like he doesn't have an issue. You guys, I can't wait. This summer,
I need this dude. I want to confront him.
I'm not having you two on at the same time.
I can't understand his
Good call.
philosophy. Like you've sold us out.
He is
How
not
are you a
sold.
Bears fan and completely sell out?
I will say
You're
this.
up
First
in
of
the
all,
draft.
well, hold on. Here's the
Picking for
big thing.
Bills. Come on.
I don't know if you saw this. You can probably go back and find this on. There was a Total Access too after the draft. The Sunday after the draft, I started my campaign to make one of the Bears picks in Kansas City.
Yeah,
Please,
I thought it was great.
You deserve it.
It was
I'm
awesome.
like, why can't I do it? Because I said, who's the guy who's the host of the Hot Ones? Like that was the most offensive thing. Like I thought for a moment, I'm like, am I on stage in Las Vegas? There's a bald guy with a beard doing a Bears pick. And I know that they were starting to shoo people around because of Ed Marinaro, who
Oh my God, what was that?
He played a guy named Sipowicz in some TV drama, whatever.
Yeah.
And so and everybody was kind of getting hustled through. And you heard Kyle tell his story, and he told them ahead of time, like, I need a minute to go do my thing. To where Rank would not have told anybody I need a minute. I just would have done it. And I need to, and I would have owned that time. Like what is like, they're probably like, how many, has there ever been a repeat? Like maybe Drew Pearson did it twice, but I don't know.
He has done it twice. I know
But
for a fact.
I would for sure, I would run over the time. Like you're not going to intimidate me, like producer.
We're making this happen, TTNL fans.
Well,
that is
I'm
our
not-
goal for next year.
But that's the thing. It's like
I'm dead
Kyle
ass
also,
serious.
and
You're-
Kyle also
you're
has
going
done
up
like
there.
But Kyle's also done preseason games for the Bears. I should have just asked Joniak. He was on our show.
Yeah.
We're
Yes.
cool. Double J and I, like, we were hanging out. Be like, hey, let me come out, do some.
Yeah, we don't want
games.
we don't want Brant. We don't want Brant announcing a pick.
Yeah, he can go. Him and Cynthia can go do Bill stuff. I'll come do some Chicago games.
Let Adam Rank do the color for the Chicago Bears. How about that? That would be a lot of
Double
fun.
J, Thayer, and me. I think that would be a
There you
fun
go.
booth.
That would be a great booth. But I want you on TV.
Save the goat. It's even better when it's out of context. Unless that dragon was fucking a goat or doing something, it's not going to impress you.
I love this.
The mouth on that guy.
Oh my god! If Sebastian Maragot can go up there and do the stand-up, we got to get my guy Adam Rank to call the draft.
Let's do the
next
Bears
year with
pick.
the first pick. I could see you going out. I don't want to give you any ideas, but I know you'll throw a Walter Payton up in there.
I will tell you this.
Yes.
Because it's in Kansas City. And who's on the coaching staff in Kansas City, there will definitely be a comment made.
If you come out in a goddamn visor,
yeah, you got to.
You have to do. You got your shit.
Got to get you an I formation T-shirt. Wear a visor. That would be great.
You have a giant draft card and you're looking over it.
I go, wait a minute, hold on. I would take that card and actually pull out a bigger one.
Yeah, right.
With the 59th pick, the Chicago Bears select.
That would be outstanding. That's outstanding. Anyway, Adam Rank, give me one show that people should be watching right now. What are you watching?
NFL Total Access on Friday. No.
Yes. You're going to be on Friday, right? Total Access?
I'll be on. I'm on Fridays 2 weeks
Get
from
those
now.
numbers up, guys.
I'm replacing Kyle Brandt for a
Thank
week
God.
as well. Stop it.
Just
Don't
cut
say
it right there.
Don't say it like that. Don't say it like that.
You're going to Wally Pip him.
I'm not going to Wally Pip. I'm not moving to New York. Although I never say never. Wait, listen, there's a number. There's always a number.
They give you that Brady deal, you'll move to New York.
Right? Ted DiBiase said it best. Every man has its price.
You're damn right.
I will tell you this.
Yes.
The show, what am I doing now? I started watching the 3rd season of Barry. And then I realized there's too much time in between these shows. So I went back and watched the first 2 seasons and then binged them. But now I'm waiting for Barry to be done. And I'm going to go through and I'm going to watch all
Barry's on HBO.
HBO. Yep. I did also watch The Winning Time, the rise of the LA Lakers dynasty.
How was that?
Oh my God.
Did they have West nailed right? Did they have him
no
right?
TV right now.
Jerry West, he depicted
definitely
the right
don't
way.
want
He's pretty pissed.
Definitely don't want your kids around for some of it.
I was told by somebody, a former boss of mine who is connected with the Los Angeles Times, that they said that the depiction of Jerry West is wrong in the fact that, like, Jerry West probably feels that way, but he never acted out that way. Like, he never had the outburst externally that he does in the show. Like, and he goes, and it's kind of lazy writing. And, they should have made it where this struggle was internal, that you didn't have, like, but they drummed it up for the theatrics of the show. And the funny thing is, like, Jerry West actually comes off as like one of the most likable people. You're like, oh, this guy just wants to win, and he's tormented and he's haunted, which is true. All of that was true. And they just did a poor job of that. But they're like, that's the way he did. We grew up as Laker fans loving Chick Hearn. Didn't realize how much of a creep he kind of was. And how, but they're like, but again, this former LA Times writer was like, well, he was Teflon. Like, he could do no wrong at some point and was just, that person. And then we got a backstory of how Pat Riley came upon his hairstyle. Now, there was a lot of interesting tidbits. I don't want to spoil too. It's weird to be like, I don't want to spoil too much of it, although it's history. Like it happened.
Yeah, right.
Like if
season 2, right?
Yeah, I think they'll probably keep doing this because it's been really good. It reminded me of a joke that how much time do we have?
You have plenty of time.
Show goes
one time, and people might or might not know, but I do stand-up comedy. And we used to do writer rooms where a bunch of us would get together and try out jokes. And one time somebody wrote a joke that was, you just kind of heard it and you're like, it sounds like a Norm Macdonald joke, like something that Norm Macdonald would say. Like it didn't fit this person. Like it coming out of your mouth, like it doesn't fit you, but like it would fit like Norm Macdonald. So don't do that joke. I guess trying to be nice about it. But like, hey, maybe send it to Norm. He'll use it. So of course, us being asshole comics, instead of like spending the rest of our time constructively, we all decided to write Norm Macdonald jokes and to see who could come up with the best one. And my whole thing was a thing on hey everybody, hey, hear about this Lincoln assassination? Hey, hear about that? Oh yeah, spoiler alert. Yeah, he was shot in the theater. No.
You call that the old bullets joke.
Yeah. If you haven't read up on it, you know what I'm saying? And then I go in and do a thing. And spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert.
What was the joke?
You do a good Norm Macdonald impression.
Oh yeah, thank you. Yeah, but I was thinking dirty whore. No.
You heard about the goat.
And I'll
Hey, Norm, how about the goat?
Oh yeah, so like the Lincoln assassination, you know what I'm saying? Like, can you imagine, somebody comes up the next day, and he's knocking on the window, he's like, oh, hey, it was here last night. Holy Lord, that was terrible. But yeah, I was here, and hey, I don't want to be the asshole that points this out, but you didn't finish the play, and we're getting refunds, right? No, I don't want to be an asshole, but I paid a nickel for these seats, but I'm back in the day. Oh, you don't even know, Shayne. Like back in the day, a man would work weeks for a nickel. Oh, it's a different time back then, and why I got you here, I was sitting right below the balcony, and as things. No, it was my best suit. I took the lady out. We had a fine dinner. The suit's ruined. I know. Holy Lord! Like, listen, awful. What happened to the president? Like, no. Awful. What happened to the president? Like, I'm like, oh yeah, I don't want to dismiss that by any chance, but maybe throw me a bone, or so to speak. Not like the bone shrapnel that came down from the ceiling. No, I'll stop. That's not. That was not me though. That was a Norm. That's not a Norm Macdonald joke, but I wrote it as a joke that Norm Macdonald would do.
I love it.
Inception.
That's like the big salad with George Costanza.
Yes.
You always want credit for the.
Oh no, that wasn't me. Somebody else wrote that joke.
Yes, R.I.P. to Norm Macdonald. What's it like going out on you're doing the NFL Network, you also write, you do the fantasy stuff, and then you apply this stand-up comedy. Is there one that you prefer?
Ooh,
the most?
Like if one was I was getting paid. I think of all the things I would want to be paid doing, if I was making the money that I was doing, but they're like, you are only doing, but you only get one job. I think it would be stand-up.
Okay.
Because it really only counts because it's really only 25 minutes of work a day, which is right about what I want. Yeah, you go on stage for 25 minutes and your day's over. Like it's perfect. These are the hours. So what are your work hours, Adam? You're like, oh yeah, I'm still doing more. I can't.
I was gonna say, like,
I can't.
Oh yeah.
Oh, holy Lord.
Break character.
What it would be? Yeah, break character. No, it'd be great. They're like, what hours do you work at? What hours do you work? I'm like, oh yeah, I work every night from 8:30 to 9:15. That's my schedule.
And again,
like yeah, that's it. That's my job. And I get paid when I get paid. So I don't even do
Will
an
you be
hour's
going
worth of-
back on tour? Will you be doing any stand up?
I would just want to do it here. You know what? It's funny because I get to be selective. So not this Saturday, but a week from Saturday, I'm going to be doing a show in somebody's backyard in Mission Viejo, which I did last year, which was absolutely lit. Like it was one of the most enjoyable shows that I've ever done. And so I'm very, I'm selective of what I get to do. Holy shit. I just realized what time it is. Somebody, the kid's
Taylor
mom,
Swift's house?
the kid's mom, or she's going out with her friends to the jacuzzi to go pour some. Yeah, the condo association pools. Oh my God, I see her now. I gotta go. I'm gonna be in trouble. So God bless everybody. Sorry to cut it short. I gotta go.
Love you, man.
I love
God
you.
bless.
I love you
Thank
all.
you so much
Thank
for
you so much.
jumping on.
Hey, thanks so much for. It really means a lot to me that you pulled out that clip from Total Access, and now once I stop talking, it's because I'm crying. But it really does mean a lot to me that you guys took that to heart. So thank you for that. I got to go before I die.
You're our family, bro.
God bless you all. Thank
man.
you so much. And we'll see you soon.
All right, brother. Adam Rank of the Sick podcast with Adam Rank. Adam Rank Total Access. Adam Rank Fantasy Football Guru. Adam Rank's your favorite fantasy football analyst.
Didn't get it uploaded in time.
Oh man, it was close.
Fucking
I can't
handbrake.
text it to him.
Yeah,
or send it to him in a DM, Jay. I think he'll get a kick out of that as he covers for the wife. What a great dude. That guy. That's my guy, man.
Well, hey, we do football 99% of the time here, and I think it's important that it's not always just about that. You get a moment of some, real life shit, and it doesn't always have to be about busting balls. You see the realness come through. You see every side of Adam Rank, the comedian, the football analyst, the fantasy football expert, but then you see the guy that loved his mom and is missing his mom, and that's real life Adam, and that's it. Phil, I got to give you props here because you and I have invested thousands of hours into each other just talking about life in general, and that was something that you always were better at than I was. As he's kissing,
I'm kissing my wife goodnight. Yes. I'm sorry. I'm listening though.
Yeah, that was something that you always were better with than I was being vulnerable, and especially when it came to a forum like this. And my first foray into that was when I was, with everything with Riley and then my mom, and it as hard as it can be to open up and talk about that stuff. It was really therapeutic for me and healthy for me because it gave me a release, and I think you saw the evolution of that with Adam live on air because you could see the emotion building up, and then he wanted to stop himself, and then he did stop himself, and then he just was like, fuck it. And then he started talking about how hard it was. And that's
what this show is.
That's a beautiful process. And anybody that wants to make bullshit comments and in YouTube comments and say fucking tuning in and these dudes are fucking crying and shit like that just means that you're a fucking asshole and you're not in touch with real life. I mean, I think that was one of the most powerful moments on this network, honestly, that we've done, and it's just because it was real. So my respect level for Adam Rank has went up a ton. And I mean, then he dropped the fucking dragon fucking a goat thing, so it went up even more. But no, that was a beautiful moment for this network, and I don't want people to forget about it.
I want to say this about my friend Adam Rank because that's what he is. I met this guy from somebody bringing him on the old network, and we communicated. And then one day I'm getting a call from one of my former players, Coach, They're talking about you on the NFL Network. Here's this guy praising me, and Shayne's grabbing it off the TV to show what kind of, reach that we have as a show and a network at the time and everything. And then to continue with us, but always never put his nose up. Like, I'm on the NFL Network. I'm a comedian. Who are these guys? Adam's never done that. He's been the biggest supporter of us. I can't even tell you. Him and David Kaplan, I think, are the biggest supporters of what. It's not a race or a competition. I'm just saying, truthfully, the integrity of where you are to do that always said something about him to me. And he has so much respect for what we've done here and what we're doing here. For him to come on here, I wanted to share that clip. I didn't know how he was going to react. And to your credit, Shayne, you defined it perfectly. But I think he needs to know how many Bears fans love him and respect him. And we give Kyle Brandt shit, deservedly so, because Adam's the complete, utter opposite of that. He wears his team on his sleeve. Everybody should do that. Every analyst, just be truthful. I get it. You can't be biased in a play-by-play, but you can be yourself when you're talking about this great game. And Adam is the quintessential class act. He's I just can't say enough about him. I can't. Zorich is the same way. He never puts himself above. He's just, I love the network. I love you guys. I love what we're doing. That kind of class goes a long way for me. I want to surround myself with people like that. And Angela, you said it here. If you can't be vulnerable, like my dad taught me that. He's like, you know what? If you can't be vulnerable in front of your players, I've cried more tears in front of my players giving us pregame speech because it was real. It was real. I want to win at any cost. And I said it. I could tell a shoe salesman from a real coach because you are a fucking maniacal fucking motherfucker out there because you want those guys to win. I want this network to win. And every guest that I bring on here, I come with open arms, even if I don't agree with them. Even Peter Bukowski has respect in my book for actually coming on and facing the fire, where others think they're poo-poo Magoo over there that can't fucking come on here and debate.
Lambert would never come on.
Oh,
he would never do it.
Maybe he would.
Blocks everybody.
Nah,
I just don't like that fact that he blocks. But
that's the bullshit part of it. And I mean, it's Adam and I talked about it last night, that article that he wrote saying that Eberflus sabotaged the draft. And then you get into the article and it's not, he literally says in the article, like the third paragraph, wow, this isn't exactly what they meant. It's, that's the way they do their business. And it's, that's not how I handle my business or
let me
ever
say
will.
this to bring it full circle into family, guys. Shayne and I debate, we talk shit, we have fun, but at the end of the day, I try to carry myself with the integrity and the class for every one of you fans because I'm doing the work. I'm actually busting my balls producing that shit that was the audio still off, and it bothers me right in this moment. It's bothering me because I want my product, I want the network to look professional every turn. But the point I'm trying to make is vulnerability is what Shayne is describing. It's the difference between winning and losing. When you are, and I said it before, men are, and this social media and TikTok and all this shit, brown face, skinny face with a big butt, all this shit, right? These women putting themselves out there, men do all to get attention is losing the vulnerability and class of who we are. And we have fun here. There's no doubt. I think you can have fun and still be vulnerable to the extent where we want to help people. Like your escape is here. Adam Rank brought it tonight. We talk and we'll continue to have Adam Rank a part of it. He's a brother for life here, and every guest we bring on, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to talk Bears. We're going to talk football. I'm probably going to get fired up on a rant or whatever it is. But at the end of the day, I think you're safe to know that Shayne and I, in fact, I'll just say this. He's a very nice dick that, no, I'm not saying that. Oh. Cherie wrote Shayne and I a beautiful letter. And I won't share the letter. I'll just say that she understood the embodiment because she's been with us since the old network and understands that Shayne and I are going to stand up for what's right. At the end of the day, I've never stood up any other place. So I always get confused. Like, am I not seeing this right? Like, what are we doing here? So if I'm confronting you, it's usually because you're probably doing something that's probably over the line. Because I could be patient, but that's what we're doing here on this show. And if you don't agree, it's up for debate. That's what we do here. Darnell Mooney, to me, going back to that, it's not even in the vicinity of truth what they're saying. And that's why I've stood up so much for David Montgomery, because it's not even in the vicinity of truth. They don't watch tape. They don't look and analyze what is actually going on. And half these people are personalities that just want to just put out some Mike North click contrarian view to get people sparked up. But I think this world has too much of that bullshit. So be better. Fucking, my father out-coached you. What's his name? The fucking kid on ESPN. Orlovsky. We coached against Orlovsky. We beat him. We had nobody that should be on the field with Orlovsky with an NFL arm. I'll give Dan this. You can clip it. Dan, watching him as a coach, I was like, this kid's got an NFL arm. He's throwing the fucking rock. I beat him. We beat him by out coaching them and putting Dan in situations where the players aren't as good as your players, but we beat you because we out-coached you and out-schemed you. So what does that say about you, Dan? So how about looking at away from where people are seeing things? The last time any analyst looking at a roster and saying, okay, this guy's a 4th round pick, this guy's a 6th round pick, this guy's a 5th, this guy's undrafted, and they go out there and analyze people by where they're drafted, that's not an analyst. That's a fucking fraud. That's not taking a look at the tape right there as you see it. That's actually just being fraudulent and trying to spark some sort of debate. The reality is unfortunate. What is this?
Uh-oh.
Oh my God. Is this a comment in the chat?
And we'll let it go. It's just whatever.
Do you want me to respond to this? Oh, that's to you or me?
I think I would just, whatever. It is what it is. I'm not getting into that.
You don't want me to address that? Because I could if you want.
Go ahead. I mean, I don't know. Yeah,
tonight's a preachy night.
It's May. All right.
Nobody's ever going to tell me what to do. Is this towards me, Shayne, in your mind?
Well, yeah.
Okay. Leo Factor 1. Oh, you just put it up there. You just have to learn not to disrespect someone you disagree with. I got told to shut up on a Patreon show because I made a comment on the Patreon service. Well, I didn't tell you to shut up, but your comment probably told you to shut up. So I don't know what you're talking about here, if this is about me, but for you to stand on a soapbox and not stand in front of a camera without commercial breaks, without anything, and think that we're going to entertain people and not disagree with them. I don't know about disrespecting. I don't think I've ever disrespected anybody I didn't agree with. So I don't know that. So I don't know what he's talking about. So
I don't think anybody did anybody just call him a troll?
No.
I don't think so.
I don't know where it's going either. I know whatever. That's not what this night is about anyway. I mean,
I don't get where you're coming from. The soapbox, I think, is where you're coming from. I always get baffled by people putting like a bookmark in a conversation. I said we didn't cover enough O-line. That's all I said. You said shut up and stop making up narrative. Right. Okay. Thanks.
Awful.
That's awful. I can't believe I said
coming
that.
up in the day. A lot in the cooker.
Pascal's like, what?
Huh?
I have no idea. Listen, I'm going to be the personality of analysis that I'm going to be. I will never change. And I'll never, if I hurt your feelings, you can always DM it and not stand on a soapbox. Always come to me. Come over here and be vulnerable. Send me a DM. I don't even know what he's talking about here.
Real quick, the week 2 breaking news was just, I mean, now that Adam's off, it's Bears at Packers Sunday Night Football. That's the Packers home opener is in week 2 because they'll be on
Sunday Night Football.
Bears
in
versus
Lambeau
Packers
Field. Second week. That's what we'll
on
be.
him.
I don't know. I agree with
Ryan.
I've covered the offensive line all the time. I don't know what else to tell you. That's why probably I was like, I thought it was a joke troll thing. Like, and me and Olin Kreutz had a disagreement about Sam Mustipher. I've never changed my opinion on it ever, never will. I always will never shut up ever when it comes to wrong takes and broad brushes. I don't even shut up with Shayne. Me and him disagree on Robert Quinn. I disagree with everybody on second contracts for David Montgomery. I just don't even think it's even a discussion yet. What David does decides what's going to happen with David. Those are the stories. As far as the offensive line is concerned, Jackle.
Hey, yo.
I've always said,
let's go, Jenkins. That's confirmed from Adam Schefter also.
Give me a tackle or give me death.
It's
exactly. I think I talk about the offensive line. That's my specialty there. And I think Jenkins is going to be your left tackle. Bourne will be the right tackle. I think you're going to have competition there. Davenport, we'll see what he comes in. And a guy that I think is sleeping in there, and he'll probably get cut tomorrow, is Tyrone Wheatley Jr. That kid, I saw some things. Again, it's limited because of Matt Nagy. And I'm going to pat myself on the back here because I took so much shit, Leo, calling out Nagy when he was the coach of the year, and I was critical. And I'm telling everyone, this is why. Oh, I was the same guy showing you Leno tape that he sucked. This is the guy. And everyone's coming at me. I was telling you Mike Burton. It was the tape that was telling me. It's not my personal. I want to love every player, but Wheatley was waived a couple days ago. So there you go. They waived him probably on he was injured. How you doing from Canada? But yeah, Wheatley got cut, and he was a guy that I was interested in seeing where he's going to go. Obviously, my number one guy, maybe I shouldn't say his name so he doesn't get cut tomorrow or something. But I think you know who I'm pulling for out of Yale. I want to see what he can do. This offensive line intrigues me. Anybody saying, I know, Shayne, you talked about Hub Arkish.
Yeah.
Let's stay on the offensive line for Leo. The offensive line, the center, Patrick Lucas Patrick.
Yeah, he said that
Arkish.
There's nothing out there that shows that Lucas Patrick is any type of an upgrade from Sam Mustipher, other than he might be just a little bit bigger and a little bit stronger. But yeah, because his reasoning was Sam is a technician and Sam is extremely smart, and Sam can call out the Mike linebacker. Whoa, that's fucking amazing.
Okay.
What was that?
That was an echo.
Yeah, that's that 1252 shit dropping that we don't do here, Bratcher.
Hey, what's up, dildo? What are you doing there, dildo?
Yeah, Bratcher, did you listen? Did you listen to your voicemail the other day, Bratcher?
I did. I laughed so goddamn hard.
Hey, Poochie.
It's almost like you read his fucking mind and you went and left me a voicemail.
He can do a lot of impressions, this guy. I think you should do all of them. In fact, I told Bratcher, Shayne, our plan about finding someone to make those things.
Yeah.
I hope Bratcher, it just dinged in his head. He knows what I'm talking. I don't want to spoil it. But if we can find someone that can
holy shit, if we pull that off.
If we pull this off, I think even Leo will be happy.
Absolutely.
It'll make everyone's night to see what we could do with that. So I know we're talking around, but I don't want to spoil it. But the creative mind of Shayne and Phil went into a great place. And if we can pull this off, it's going to be amazing. But back to Hub, Arkish, your hot takes and your realm of stupidity when it comes to the offensive line is an area with which it's like if Hub went to a nightclub now with, teenagers to dance. He just doesn't belong there. It's like the old man with the hoop earrings and they're playing this new age hip hop and Hub's over there trying to get not a fit.
Two guys, come on.
Not a fit.
I was just looking back at some of the comments, and I think it is important to. PJ said, "Good evening, Hunter Crew. I just want to know what is the benefit in making yourself vulnerable. I believe in being honest, but not an open book to everybody. Just my opinion." The thing about it is, PJ, is I agree with what you're saying. What is important about being vulnerable? I really said it out front and open. I think it's healthy. I was always a guy that more so internalized stuff. My dad was a military guy and, tough exterior, not a guy that really showed your emotions. And the more that I went through with my son, I mean, that was obviously a big moment in my life and I internalized a lot of it. But Phil and I always preached being honest and open on this network. So I knew that I had to be open and honest and I had to be vulnerable. Who can sit up here and say to the masses that my son was at the time, my 10-year-old son was diagnosed with cancer and have that not affect you? I mean, after I said it, I felt a weight lift off my chest. And that's where the health part of it comes in, because it was freeing. It opened me up to realize that actually talking about this, because when you're told the words, no matter what type of cancer it is, when you're told the words that your child has cancer, your immediate thought is death. And I don't care who you are, what stage you're in. Dealing with it right now with my mom, and my mom is 82 years old. It's the first thing that you default to. When it's your child, it's different. It's you internalize it, you kind of close yourself off. And where it was different for me, I couldn't even share that news and hold my son that day that I found out, because he was in Europe with his mother visiting family at the time. So I was here alone. I was the one that got that news. I immediately called Phil, and Phil can tell you that I sounded like a completely different person when I was talking to him on the phone. When I finally shared the news after, a week or 10 days, whatever it was, with everybody listening to this show, it was one of the most therapeutic sessions of my life. It was one of the hardest things that I ever did, talking about it. But that's why I think it's important to be vulnerable. You don't always have to have that tough exterior and say, I'm just not going to talk about it. And I'm going to be a man. Part of being a man is being vulnerable and being honest. And just as a human being, I can't sit here and say TTNL is open and raw and honest and vulnerable if I'm not going to live it myself. And I did. And I feel I'm a better man for it. And to me, it was extremely healthy for me moving forward. So I don't know if I answered your question, PJ, but that's
I think
the best I got.
Vulnerability. I saw some comments, and this isn't true. I don't think you put a cultural thing on it. It's how you were raised, yes, but it isn't a black thing. It isn't a white thing. It isn't a Hispanic thing. It is about a human thing, because of what I saw Brendan Livingston say. That's the 100%. To break through the courage of your own worries opens up this channel of connection in humanity, where somebody else who's going through the same shit, same hood, same fucking problem. Wow, I had that too. That guy can do it. I was telling Chris Zorich today that my daughter was telling me, Dad, I forgot to have you sign my prom permission slip. Do you mind if I sign it for you? And she's like, you make the big cross your T across. And I laughed. I was like, don't worry about it. Go ahead, sign it. It's fine. And I was thinking, when I was a kid, I practiced my handwriting because I wanted to be in the NFL. I was going to sign autographs. So I would, because the guy that was vulnerable was Freeman McNeil of the Jets. And he said to me, I was 12 years old or 11 years old. 11 years old. You played for the Jets. Look him up. UCLA, All-American, fucking amazing running back for the New York Jets. He said to me, I'm going to go out here and sign every one of these freaking people's autographs because they're the reason we even get paid to play this game. And sure enough, as a little boy looking up to this football NFL star, he stood out there, signed every order, even the people, hey, Freeman, you going to fucking fumble over there? The Jets fans, he laughed, signed his order. I ain't gonna fumble, man. I'm sorry. And his vulnerability with all those people, with me as a little boy, made me a part of who I am. And I think that is so important as you as a father, if you're not a father yet, to be vulnerable for your son or daughter. That shit is important. So break through what you think we can't be or are afraid. That's fear is by definition. Guilt is by definition controlling. And we don't want that. That's all. Vulnerability is on you. There's nothing wrong. If you have a heavy load, like Carol's saying, Carol, maybe David Montgomery's mom right there, maybe. I don't know. But like you said.
Can I add to it?
Yes, of course.
Because I get what PJ was saying, and I do agree with what he was saying. I feel like he was saying more, it doesn't always have to be public. You can be vulnerable, but sure. I agree with the fact that you don't have to make it public. Now, I understand when it comes to public figures, and you guys are public figures, believe it or not.
I tell people that, but
it is healing to know that you guys who we look at, like, you all know, I tell you all the time, I'm a fan of you guys. Even though we're friends, I'm a fan. So as a fan of you, to know that you still deal with the same things and go through, it's healing for us as fans to see it. So it's good when you do see public figures be vulnerable publicly, but the ordinary person, I think that's where PJ was coming from. Is saying, do you have to, like, I don't need to always post my business on social media. And you're welcome, PJ. I got you. So I get that's what he was saying, but I also understand you guys as public figures, you could be helping someone else go get through a situation when you are vulnerable and open publicly. So that's where that balance is.
Yeah,
So,
and I don't want anybody to think that I was saying to take it to social media. My wife doesn't even have Facebook, doesn't have Twitter. She does have Instagram just to, stay in contact because, like I said, she's originally from Czech Republic and, stays in contact with her family and pictures and stuff that way. But I think another important part of that is, like, Phil and I are extremely close, and Phil has a very healthy relationship with Steph where they can open up to each other and talk. And not everybody has. I don't have that same. Hila is not a person that will sit down, and she's not an open book like I am. So that's where I'm saying is you don't have that release at home with somebody. You can find it here. And this is what's different is I'm on a panel with you five right here. So that's like my focus. And you almost forget that there's hundreds of people in the chat and then thousands of people later listening to this. So to PJ, and I'm not bagging on PJ whatsoever. I totally agree with his perspective on it. And I can't stand when people take all of their business to social media. That's kind of where my process with Riley started, because I got a DM from somebody saying that my son had brain cancer, and my son did not have brain cancer. So I took it into my own hands and I wrote a post on Facebook to inform family and friends. And like you said, Cherie, it even makes me feel weird to even say it, fans of me, to inform it. I wanted to control the story that was out there about my son, because I'm his father, and that is my job as a dad. So I see everybody's perspective from it completely, totally do. But to me, I don't share everything out there, but to me in that instance, it was completely therapeutic. And I'm not sure that I would even be the person that I am right now. I don't think that I would be the best version of me without opening up to all of you guys and to this network live on air that day, because there's a difference when you're texting somebody or talking to somebody on the phone. Sure, you and I had a personal conversation on the phone like we talked about, but it's different when you're in front of, there's a camera at you and there's thousands of people out there.
That's what I wanted to say.
Yeah.
I really wanted to piggyback off that point, because I think, and this is not a shot at Leo, but we're going to use Leo as an example, okay, to teach this lesson. I'm a coach. That's it. That's it. I know the game of football and I live it, love it, but I love other things too. But I've worked in a prison, and I've taught kids from every neighborhood. I don't give a fuck what hood you're from, what toughness you need to show, all of that. At the end of the day, don't be somebody that's a preacher talking out your mouth and talking shit about a race, because you ain't nobody from God. Don't be from the hood and backstab your boys. Don't be somebody that's a father and abusing his child. All of that stuff is bullshit. Vulnerability is admittance of anything that you have going on, and it makes you stronger to everybody that's surrounding you. So if I say TTNL is family, I'm talking to you just like I would my football team. This is exactly what it is. So if I say, if a kid on my team is like, Coach, we didn't go over the offensive line because you were late, for fucking sake. You think I'm going to go back and teach you how to run heavy counter again? Stay after. We'll talk later. So that's where I might react. I don't know what he's talking about, because I'm talking for 4 hours on a show or an hour and a half. Break it. You know how hard that is? Anyway, me and Shayne always laugh, because I was told this is the truth. Tonight is a show of vulnerability and truth. You can't do a podcast over an hour. There's no way you can do that. I go, why the fuck not? Why the fuck am I not gonna? I have an hour. To me is like 10 minutes.
We said we're not going to do it. We're not going to have an hour podcast. We're going to do it over 3. So that's perfect.
And that's what we said. You can't have an open that's over 10 minutes long.
Oh, dude,
I'm gonna do it.
Explode.
You can't do hip hop. You can't. Everything we do is something that someone said we can't, because Shayne and Phil said we can. So tonight I'm saying we can teach.
Shayne is too, Will. And Jackle.
And
Alan,
I'm saying that a kid that had a shitty dad I've known and has become a great dad. Why? Because he was vulnerable. I'm telling you right now, I know this to be
Comment
true.
right here, Phil. This is exactly what you're talking about. This is what I was going to bring up.
Bro, you literally have one of the best dads, and you speak from a privileged point of view. That's completely the wrong.
That doesn't matter.
It never mattered.
Having a father in your life doesn't make you privileged.
It's just your perspective, and I'll tell you this: it's not the right one. Because Tony, I'm sure you're a great dad. I don't even know Tony, but I'm sure he is, because you were vulnerable and said, I'm not going to do it like my dad did it. That's the difference. Walter Payton, what did he have? He fucking knew I had to work my ass off because I'm from Jackson, Mississippi. I'm being looked at and discriminated against every single day of my life. Those dark days, he had to decide who he's going to be. That's who you are. So my dad didn't have anything to do with it. My dad didn't teach me hip hop. He was riding on a fucking one of those things. He tells the story. I got to have him come on and tell the story. He's riding on the Action Park in New Jersey. It's the most look it up. It's called Class Action Park. Look it up on HBO. This is the most dangerous water park in the world. My dad's bringing me there. I kid you not. He's riding up the fucking, what are those ski lifts up to the top to ride this alpine slide, which is a fucking plastic cart with wheels, like a skateboard that you sit on, going down like a fucking, what are those those toboggans? What are those things in the speed race?
Monorail
Jamaica, we have a bobsled. Bobsled. That's what it is. Going down a fucking track. Like you can get people are falling off, coming down with scrapes. Their skin. Anyway, my dad's going up the ski lift, and the speakers are all. There was a rap contest at Action Park, and I'm in 7th grade, and I go into this rap contest, and you could hear me broadcasted all through the park, right? And I win this contest, this rap contest. My dad's on the ski lift telling the other coach, "Did that Philip? Was that my son?" And the guy's like, "No, this guy's rapping." That's it. That's the alpine slide. Those things are going 40 miles an hour. You hit the wrong slide, you fucking scrape your skin off your body. Anyway, my dad didn't give me the ability to rap. My dad didn't give me the love of hip hop. My dad didn't give me video games. My dad taught me a lot of things, but you are yourself now.
Yeah.
And I think tonight, TTNL always, we didn't have no fucking script. Was I going to talk about this? No. It's just.
It all started with Rake.
It all started with Rake.
You fucking blame
Leo.
Leo.
I blame the GOAT. But everybody, I love people, number one. And when people like Cherie, I meet at a barbecue, there could be 12 guys that hate me at the barbecue, but that one person that you connect with matters. I'm speaking to thousands of people that are going to hold Shayne and I accountable for our football takes, our life takes, and anything else, right? So when somebody doesn't DM me something, I try to respond to every DM, everyone, and we can agree to disagree. But I'm always keeping it 100 in front of an audience. And I think that's where you come to the end of that scenario. I don't know what else to say about it.
Phil, could you hear me? This is your dad speaking. Can you hear me? I'm in space. I'm in space.
There's my dad. He's in space. I don't know. But yes, I think Tony, the pod boss, I got to check out his pod, by the way. I think he understands that, yeah, I have a great dad. But like Cherie said, that doesn't make who we are. Doesn't make who we are.
It doesn't mean you're privileged. Privilege is a completely different thing. Having a father, because you can have a shitty father in your life. So
I've seen
having a dad in your life doesn't make you privileged.
Jackle
values, really.
Jackle could testify. We've seen some really privileged, terrible parents. Right? They got a lot of whatever privilege, whatever that plateau is, money, whatever it is, they look like they have a great life. They treat their kids like shit. So there you go. Angela's dad was an asshole. My wife's dad abandoned her. How does a fucking father do that to a daughter that's as amazing as my wife? I always say that. My wife is like the spiritual equivalent of an angel. Like I can't be happier. So again, it all goes back to vulnerability and love. And there is some truth to every side of this. Just Leo's side is completely wrong. Completely.
Breaking news. The tape never lies. Network breaking news.
When I saw you remove everybody, I knew exactly what you were doing. It is that time, huh? So, summer is here, the sun is shining, and your man's balls are smoother than Timothy Chalamet's chest. Picture yourself all cheeked up on the beach this summer with not a hair in sight peeking from that bikini line in his trunk. Skip the Brazilian this summer. Wait a minute now. I keep my Brazilians, but skip the Brazilian this summer and use Manscaped for the smooth tools you trust for your man and yourself. Make this summer smooth and fresh with Manscaped's Performance Package 4.0, featuring the trimmer everyone loves, the Lawnmower 4.0. Dive headfirst in the summer by joining the 4 million people worldwide who trust Manscaped, and get ready for hot girl summer by going to manscaped.com for 20% off plus free shipping with the code YOKO. So this is my first time even knowing that they actually sell products for women. I do professional. I pay somebody to take care of me, but I have heard great things about Manscaped. I do know a guy who says the ball deodorant, he actually tested it out. He put it on in the morning and he went, played basketball, ran his errands, did all his stuff all day, and then had his wife smell him when he got home, and she confirmed that it still smelled good. So that's that after a long, hard day's work, your man balls will still smell good if they're using that Manscaped ball deodorant. What is it? The crop preserver? I think that's what it's called.
Privilege those balls.
So the Manscaped Performance Package 4.0 has everything you and your man need to perfect that summer vibe. Inside this package, you'll find their Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer, Weed Whacker ear and nose hair trimmer, the Crop Preserver ball deodorant, that's the one. Crop Reviver toner, Performance boxer briefs, and a travel bag for anywhere you're going this summer. Their Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer features a cutting-edge ceramic blade to reduce grooming accidents. Thanks to their advanced skin-safe technology, the Lawnmower 4.0 has a 7,000 RPM motor, a new multifunction on and off switch that can engage a travel lock, and gives you the ability to turn The 4000K LED spotlight on and off when needed for a more precise shave. So y'all can even shave in the dark. Did I mention this trimmer is waterproof too? From the shower to the beach, the Lawnmower 4.0 is the best trimmer for down there and everywhere that needs a shave. And everywhere except keep beard. Don't get rid of the beard. Y'all can shave everything else. Once his scruff down there is taken care of, look after the rest with Manscaped liquid formulations. Before heading outside, make sure he uses crop preserver ball deodorant to stay cool in the heat. And after long days mowing the grass, get your crop garden back to tip-top shape with the Crop Reviver. Manscaped even threw in 2 free gifts to their Performance Package 4.0. 2 free gifts.
Yes.
The Manscaped boxes and the Shed travel bag. The perfect gifts for staying in or traveling. If your man is using your nail kit, you need to get him the Manscaped Shears 2.0, a package that has everything he'll need to have his nails looking pristine. He needs his own nail clippers, tweezers, and grooming scissors, ladies. Smooth skin shaves only this summer. Get 20% off plus free shipping with the code YOKO, that's YOKO, at manscaped.com. That's 20% off plus free shipping with the code YOKO.
YOKO.
YOKO, motherfucker.
At manscaped.com. Buns out this summer with Manscaped.
YOKO. That ball drip. Manscaped.
YOKO broke up the Beatles.
YOKO broke up the Beatles. Now he's here with us. I don't know what we are yet. But I will say this. I was very happy.
Y'all Run DMC.
I'm very happy Run DMC is now existing here at TTNL. Speaking of Run DMC, the album, Hope, the full-length album, right there. As we thank Manscaped. Yes, thank Manscaped. 20% off YOKO. Put that code. Manscaped is back with us here on TTNL.
Yeah!
And they are a big advocate for what we're doing here. Cherie, the great read here, my guy. Cool.
Is that the name of the album, or is that just Cool Kennedy saying that he hopes Jackle makes some fucking hats finally?
Probably hope a little of both, Shayne. Very good call. We actually have a hat update coming up in a few. A hat update. Someone is doing shit. Is it Jackle? We're gonna find out. There is hope, though. The full-length album, all the music, all the fun, the pop, performance over politics. Leno is gone. Keeping it 100. Bears Our Live remix. What else do we have? Hope. Cut it out.
Real quick.
Blog Boys, Haters, all of it is going to be on the album. All the fun stuff and a bonus track.
You forgot the good one.
Which one? Bear up, bear down. Yes, all of it. Yes. Going to be on the album that you could purchase next week, Wednesday, I think, night. We are going to drop the full-length album. Hopefully that gives us enough time because we are in production trying to find this summer B. Cool Kennedy is on the task. So we are going to have, should I spoiler alert this? It's going to be a song about the network. That's all. An original song with all of the antics of the network. I'll just say, answer me. Answer. It's going to be a full-on album. The album is Cool Kennedy will be on next week to tell where it could be bought. It's going to be $15. So there's going to be 15 tracks and another bonus track. And we'll drop all of that stuff next week when the album officially goes. And we truly appreciate Cool Kennedy. I don't know that anybody works harder than him. Jackle said he does, but I don't know. No. Cool Kennedy. We will be bringing to the vibe of the album. Yes, the bonus track, I believe, is going to be hot. It isn't going to be. It will not be that. But you open the show with hope. We open the show with hope. We got performance over politics. All of that stuff will be on the album. What other show is giving you an album, Shayne? An original music album. That's another thing.
Not the Brawl Network.
Yeah. This, what's his name? What is it?
I don't know.
What was that dude? I was trying to think of the guy's name. Fuck.
From where?
Rebele. Mark
Rebele. Yeah.
Mark Rebele. Now he's blowing up even into commercials, Shayne, now.
Oh, yeah.
And he wrote us a little message and was like, listen, guys.
You know how I feel about stats. Early stats are for losers. Final scores for winners.
That's right. That's what he said.
Thanks,
Stats are for losers. He's smart. He's smart. Anyway, the bonus track will be out. Cool Kennedy will be on next week with special guest, Shayne, Dion Miller, friend of the network next week. Dion Miller coming on the show, talking Chicago Bears. Real quick.
I don't give a fuck that he smokes weed. They all smoke weed.
Smoke weed every day.
Claudio had a tough night. He was traveling and he was doing his thing and he couldn't make it. He just was too tired, Shayne. Have you ever been too tired, Shayne?
Never in my life. Ever. You know, when I have to get up at 4 a.m. and my daughter's screaming at 3, I just fucking love it.
Hey, cut it out.
Nope.
Nope. Claudio will be, hopefully he'll be here next week.
Oh, this is Claudio the Barber.
Give me some fucking names. Give this kid 2 fucking games.
Nope.
I'm trying to find, there it is. The shout out song. As you guys know, it's that time of the show where we give you guys the shout outs and we have some special
Shout out, Tape Never Lies. Shout out. I know you hear me, baby. Shout out. I know you see me, baby. Shout out. We gotta holla at you. Keep it 100 crew. Gotta show love too. Shout out. I know you hear me, baby. Shout out. I know you see me, baby. Shout out. We gotta holla at you. Keep it 100 crew. Gotta show love too. From the fans in the stands to the follows on the gram. Thanks for your support, showing love in the DM. We stay Spencer strong, fight together till the end. Now it's time to shout out worldwide friends and fam. Like
the network that keeps it real, 100 crew. So many in the world that I gotta show love to. For some this part, see the show is at its end. But for me it's so important to thank the charter members and the fans. Built the network, speak the truth through the tape. Never run around the truth, no narratives we create. Set them straight, no bubble screen on 4th and 8. Claudio Shayne getting nervous cause keeping them up too late. That's it, no more to say to get the shot of vital. But hurry up cause the postman's getting homicidal.
Shout out. I know you hear me, baby. Shout out. I know you see me, baby. Shout out. We gotta holla at you. Keep it 100 crew. Gotta show love too. Shout out. I know you hear me, baby. Shout out. I know you see me, baby. Shout out. We gotta holla at you. Keep it 100 crew. Gotta show love too.
The network that keeps it real. Spencer Strong.
There it is. Shout outs. I was hoping Shayne would come in with that beat. He forgot. That's okay. Let it slide. It should be done by Jackle, right, Shayne?
That's Shayne's move.
Don't tell me to shut up.
Yeah, you did that.
Shut
before the
up,
show.
Jackle. I
Yeah,
did
I know.
tell Jackle to shut up before the show, right, Jackle?
He yelled at me.
I
Yeah, he
yelled at
did.
him.
I was there
He
for
did.
that.
And I
Everyone
was
DM'd
trying-
me and said, "I can't believe it happened." I'm kidding.
I'm sorry, guys. I get fiery. Leo, if I told you to shut up, I'm sorry.
There you go.
I'm really, honestly, I don't really.
Golly, what the hell is going on?
Listen, shout outs by the cool Kennedy. I saw Jeff Crooms. That was a great comment in there. I didn't get to read it. It went down. Was that a starred comment or Jackal? You had it. That's my boy, Crooms. Shout out to you, Crooms. We always start with the lady of the house who did such an amazing job with Manscaped read, and this show tonight has been vulnerable. Wouldn't you say? Do you have anyone you want to shout out, Sherry?
Of course. Fortunately for me in my life, May and June are the months of birthdays. So I have to start off with.
Mine's in July, Cherie.
Aw.
So is mine, Sherry.
She just totally blew me off.
Yeah,
right
she was
there.
like, "Yeah, I don't give a fuck." Wait to hear this list, Shayne. That's
Fuck
what she's
that,
about to
dude.
say.
Actually, no, I do have a lot of July birthdays too. Jesus. Anyway, for May. So I actually forgot my godson's birthday. I feel so bad. His birthday was actually Cinco de Mayo. He turned 6. But TT redeemed herself by sending him the best gift ever. And thanks to Amazon, it was got there the same day. So happy birthday, Braden. And also to my bestie, who is his mom. Her birthday was yesterday. So happy birthday, Toya, however y'all want to call her. But happy birthday to Braden and Toya. So those are my 2 special shout outs. And as always, shout out to you guys. Always have fun. And today was actually just good conversation. So people gonna be mad that it wasn't as much football talk, but very good therapeutic conversation. And I appreciate you guys. So shout out to all of you, including you, Alan. Like I said, it's my first time meeting you.
Yeah. Great meeting you finally.
You're finally meeting new producer AB and Cherie. Jackal makes 3. There you go. There's the lyric. What do you think about that lyric? Anyway, Cherie, you honestly, if you weren't here, we'd be talking so nicely about you, but we're still gonna talk nicely about. This
invention here is called the Cobb Quickie. Hey,
Shayne likes to throw a lie in on me every now and then.
I so appreciate you on this show because you're the centering, like you center us with your exactly. You're the ground wire, as Jackal, who is very talented. Jackal is in construction and wood crafting and all these things that he could do. He's got
Wood
special.
That's the way to put it, Phil. Thanks. There we go.
He does have
At least
3
I didn't
boys.
say it, you did, so you can't get me on the drop. But yeah.
Jackal
No,
needs a
but-
sign that says free wood crafting.
We'll work for sweatshirt, you know.
Oh man,
20% off with YOKO.
Hey,
YOKO. Use the code YOKO. I wonder how many people get why we're using that code. We'll explain that later this summer and tell you exactly why. It'll be another vulnerable
Maybe we'll
show.
do it on the anniversary. The anniversary.
The anniversary of year 3. I can't. Like
Dude,
it
all
did it
went
bug
down.
you out like tonight? It's 3 years,
Yeah, well, it's gonna be our third season.
right? But
So,
did that bug you out? Because
yeah.
to me, I was like, wait.
Oh,
it's
did it
gonna
bug
be-
out that it all went down on my birthday? When it went down? Did
I
that
bet you
part
guys
bug me out?
made it to year 3 because you know.
Cherie believed in us.
Yeah.
Others didn't. Cherie believed in us. So did Chris Gonzalez. I'll tell you that. There he is. Go. Cherie, you're phenomenal, though. Thank you. I know Will Mookie Hill is #1 in your fan club. I'll be 1B, Cars.
Oh, yeah, shout out Cars. I'm sorry, Cars. Shout out. We missed you.
Feels better.
Your dry sarcasm.
Cars is sick tonight. There was no nerd alert.
He's been sick. Yeah,
Should
he's
we-
fighting it, and then he got kicked.
Find
Right
it. Don't worry. Just invade his DMs.
He
with
got
love.
he got kicked right in the nuts today when he heard that Jasper got fucking launched into the sun.
So I was disappointed in that too.
Yeah, I
was
think it must have been
excited.
a significant injury.
Has to be. AB, the new kid on the block. Looking like a young, what was the young kid and the new kids?
A little fresh lineup.
Baby, I'm gone.
All myself.
AB, what do you got?
Shayne, I had a question for you first, man.
What?
What? Huh?
Oh boy.
How are you, man? How you doing?
Me?
It doesn't matter how you're doing.
Oh God! Leave
back.
the jokes to the professionals,
That
bro.
wasn't that great, AB. Sorry.
Jeez.
You can't kick him off during this segment.
I'm gonna plant them later for you, man. Trust me, I didn't get a chance to tonight, but I will plant them for you later. I gotta get you back, but I gotta say, man, you guys talked about vulnerability a lot tonight, and my shout out goes to former Bear, my God, Tariq Cohen.
Yeah,
because that letter he put out, you know, you want to talk about vulnerability. That's somebody who put everything up in front of the world and just wanted everybody to understand his message about NFL players are also people, and that's something that you have to know and you have to trust going in, that it's not always the best idea, you know, to sit and rip these guys. Understand that they're players first, yeah, but they're also people first, man. Like, you've got to understand that and know that what he did took serious courage, and I applaud him for it. I love the article, love what he brought, and I hope he gets signed. I am a fan of his for life now. And obviously, shout out to you guys too as well. Thank you again. Cherie, finally got to meet you. Love it.
I want to say you brought this up, so that is the perfect showcase of vulnerability. I came away reading that, and I've been one of the biggest critics of Tariq Cohen because of what he did on the field, Tariq Cohen, and off the field, how he was dancing at the end. This network has pointed it out. But to your point, the showcase, I came away rooting for this guy to get a second shot because of his vulnerability in his true story. Like, don't hide from the truth. Like, and that made me, and I bet you a lot of other GMs, very, hey, look, maybe we do want to give this kid another shot. And Shayne, I don't know how you felt. I felt some good vibes for him. I'm praying for him. Seriously.
Yeah, I mean, we all sit here and talk about all of the issues that we have going on in our family, and the type of stuff that Tariq is dealing with is, you know, it's the end game. I mean, you talk about a bond, you know, with your twin brother, and then another brother on top of it, and then, you know, signing your extension and tearing your leg up, and obviously a little bit more significant than even we knew. And I know I had a couple of people reach out to me privately about it and was kind of bagging on the Bears about it. And listen, don't bag on the Bears for not sharing the medical info, because don't forget, Tariq Cohen didn't even share this until yesterday. Maybe he didn't want this stuff put out there. The Chicago Bears were very aware of what was going on. They may very well have been respecting his wishes to keep it quiet. So, you know, nobody knows the real story there. But yeah, no, I found a newfound respect for Tariq. I know we've held his play accountable here on the network, which I think is always important, and that's something that we will always do. But you know, at some point, as important as the tape is, you have to separate it and kind of analyze the man. And newfound respect for Tariq and what he's going through, and
that was his crossroad, Shayne.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Honestly,
absolutely.
AB, that's the perfect example for some of the people criticizing what I'm saying. Now, sometimes when you're vulnerable, you become a better person, because what more does this kid have to deal with? I just came away completely in a different perspective, a 180 on Tariq, because let's face it, the way Tariq portrayed himself, as well as how he did what he did, was different. Now, sometimes, listen, I've hit rock bottom, so I can come from a place for speaking. You know, Joe and Jimmy, they have whatever life, but for me, at my life, I've hit rock bottom. I know what it is, and I know vulnerability got me out of it. And if I could teach one person that, like, I have ears, I care, and so does Shayne. So there's no doubt that we're gonna help you, no doubt. And I hope this show helps you. If anything, a great point, AB. Sorry to cut you off. If you have any more shout outs, go ahead. I just wanted to double down on.
No, that's exactly what I wanted to say. It's just having that vulnerability. I love that word that you guys said tonight, because man, like, it does put you in a different place, especially on here, like right now, in front of all these people, and you know that there's thousands that are going to listen to this, and the way that it helps you open up, it just helps you grow as a person. And I absolutely love the message that you guys sent tonight with that. Shayne, that was well done. I loved it, man. Absolutely.
Fuck yourself.
Cars. It's so not nice, Cars. Marty was sick.
Back for one more rip on me. That's fine.
Jackal, do you have anyone you want to shout out, man? Be a friend.
Be a friend, tell a friend. You know, today was a beautiful thing. You know, it was something that isn't necessarily football related, it's life related. And I think it's extremely important to sometimes get to those types of moments, especially with, you know, the 5 of us here or the 600 of us that were listening live at one point. You know, I say it every time we do this, you never know what somebody's going through. And I think it's really important to just keep a conversation going with people about whether it's or anything, and whether it's sending a text message, an email, a smoke signal, whatever, just because you don't know. And being vulnerable isn't necessarily going on a podcast and talking about it. You can go talk to a therapist or a pastor or a community social worker or somebody that is just not, it's not this. It's what you want to make it for yourself. And I think holding it in is probably the worst thing you can do for yourself. And being able to let it out is probably the best thing you can do for yourself. So, you know, with all that being said, I'm going to say it again. Hit somebody up you haven't talked to in a while. Send a text, give a call, email. And, you know, I hope everybody that's going through something, tomorrow's a better day than today was. And, you know, and the people that I have in my life that are going through some stuff, just want to let them know I'm thinking about them and I love them very much. So with that being said, I pass it along to you guys. So.
Well said, Jackal. Be a friend, tell a friend. Great commentary. Jackal, we give you a lot of shit, but honestly, this guy is a very good resource for advice and compassion. And Jackal has been in my corner several times, helping me with certain situations. And my father always said it, maybe back to Tony the pod boss or whatever. You know, my father taught me the best thing I've always held on to was
Crying a lot, I can't find the hole.
You didn't teach me that, but surround yourself with good people. That's what I think this network is all about. Like, if you're not a good person, you're probably gonna not last very long. Because we break balls, we do a lot. But I think most people understand the core nucleus is the actual fundamental unity that we have for the Bears, but also the support system that we always say TTNL is family. And I hope you get that from the music to the analysis. When I was sitting back thinking about everything we do here, we haven't had Shayne's dumbest tweets in a long time. He's actually gotten out of that because there's so many probably. But from that to everything we try to do creatively, to stuff me and AB were just shooting the shit on some ideas and show ideas that, segment ideas, always to make the best show possible.
And hats too.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Who said
Did I
hat?
bring an overlay up right now?
There it is.
There you go. Oh, that's a tiny one. My bad.
Do you have the bigger one?
No. I just grabbed it real quick and threw it on. I didn't look at size.
There it is. Yes, TTNL's getting some hats. We'll put it out there on a bigger scale, but
Nobody likes brags.
Well done.
We'll
our
fix
guy,
that.
Bratcher, trying to beat Jackle to the punch here.
No.
Hold
That's
on.
not
Coming out with some TTNL
That's not what I'm doing.
hats.
That's
Jackle.
not what I'm doing, Jackle. Jackle, no.
I can only imagine the smells coming out of that thing, but only imagine the smells coming out of that thing, but
This is
the
text.
Fuckers, so fuck
This
off.
is the text that I got from Bratcher earlier today, Jackal. Is that pussy Jackal gonna be butthurt that I designed that?
Dude, what is my name? Fuck, I can't even make the joke because I'm gonna hurt somebody's feelings. So I'm just gonna keep that to myself. So
Because if that motherfucker talks any shit, I'm gonna go crazy on his ass.
I'm just gonna leave the chat, man. I'm just gonna leave the chat.
What?
Wow.
Yes, those hats. We will let you know. And Jackal's still working on his hats. So we're going to see
Something a
what
little
he's
better
got.
than a little cut and paste design, but we're good.
Get it, boy. Get it.
I didn't say that. I thought my mic was muted. I'm sorry, but I'm just kidding.
Unless that dragon was fucking a goat or.
Shayne Marsaw.
Shit.
Do you have any shout outs?
I do got a couple. I'm gonna shout out a family member of this segment, the Spencer Strong segment. I'm gonna shout out Ryan Cox's daughter, who
really
is thriving in her young softball career. She almost hit for the cycle tonight, and Ryan was very proud of his daughter and telling us about it. She was a homer shy of the cycle, so she had a single, double, and a triple. And big night for her. So yeah, but any dad is always proud to see their kids, excel on any type of athletic field or whatever they may be doing. So shout out to young Mrs. Cox. Great job there. I'm gonna shout out my dad. I haven't shared this with anybody, not even Phil. My dad is coming home on Friday.
There you go.
Still has
Almost
Still-
one there.
Bratcher on fire.
Almost went with the bat.
Yeah.
First and last shout out segment for
Almost hit the wrong button, Bratcher.
But yeah, my dad's coming home on Friday. They're releasing him around 10 a.m. Friday morning. I won't be down there to pick him up. My sister's going to be driving down to grab him and bring him back. So we're going to, it's going to, like I said, he's still got a long road ahead of him to get back to exactly where he needs to be. Unfortunately, hospitals are they don't like to keep people around too long. And so he's coming back, and we're going to be doing the therapy thing with him and getting him involved in that. And hopefully he can get back up and just want to get him to the point where he can just live a normal life every day and pick his granddaughter up and do things like that. So we'll be looking forward to getting him home, and so he's not calling me 75 times asking me pitch by pitch information of the Dodgers games, which kills me because the fucking games don't start until 10:40 Eastern. But so he's sitting in his hospital bed saying, "Hey, it's the 7th inning of the Dodgers. Can you give me what's going on?" And I'm like waking up and going through the box scores. But yeah.
What?
There'll be a time that I can't do that, so I'll appreciate it. But yeah, so shout out to my dad.
Shout out to your dad. That's awesome news. Awesome news. You've been through a lot. The whole TTNL family has been through so much. Everybody on the
Bratcher
show
shitting on my family when I'm being vulnerable. So it's always nice.
TTNL swag is open like this. TTNL keeping it 100. Shayne, no one else has any on tonight. Oh, Jesus.
No, we're very economical, my family.
Shout out to Alex Acevedo waiting.
Yeah, I had my DDP shirt on last night.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. I saw the show. Great job on the show. That's my first shout out is to you doing an amazing job on the Sick Podcast with Adam Rank. Just the network is, growing every day, and with great analysis and good people comes blessings. That's the reality of where we stand. You did a great job there, and I appreciate it. I want to shout you out. And if you haven't watched it, head over to Rank's YouTube channel, check it out. Also shout out Adam Rank for coming on the show and just being vulnerable and being the different Rank than maybe everyone or anyone knows. I just respect that man a lot, so I want to shout him out. I already waxed poetic about him. I want to shout out my father, my mother. It was Mother's Day. My mom and dad are gonna be 82. And my mom is looking her age. We'll say it like that. So I worry about her, but she is my rock. She's always been the most supportive person in everything I do, in all of the shows and everything of that. I wanted to shout her out. Wish all of your mothers a happy Mother's Day on the TTNL family once again. I just think it's so important to have good people in your lives. My wife, obviously. I wanted to shout out, though, a special shout out to my guy, patron Rob G. Rob G. I don't know his last name, but I'm shouting out his daughter right here. I gotta say, Kara. Take care of Kara. She graduated with high honors and a bachelor's degree in business this week. But she also worked full-time the whole time she was in school. And Rob G, I could do it like Casey Kasem. And Rob G writes, "Dear Phil, I'm so proud of her. She has grown into the person of a very high character as well. Thank you, Phil and Shayne. TTNL is family." I'll stop doing Casey Kasem. She's going to be surprised. So hopefully, Kara, congratulations from TTNL. I'm sorry about my poor attempt at Casey Kasem right now, and I'm tired, but I could do
Waiting for Bratcher to come up with that while you're back. Oh, I hit the wrong button.
Kara, congratulations to you, Rob, and Kara, and your whole family. That's dope. Your daughter graduated with honors while you're working. Everybody's got a story. You share with me your story, I'm going to shout you out. All of you guys in the chat, and Leo as well. I want to shout you all out for all of us going out there. See, there he is right on time. And for supporting this network. Jackle was the first one I've ever heard say, be a friend, tell a friend. So I'm going to give him credit for that. And that's really the most important thing. Like, let other people know about the channel. Do me a favor, smash the like button. Understand everything is everything. We've talked about the Olin situation last week, and Shayne addressed it. I just wanted to make sure you could check out what we said about it, and I'll wait until all the facts come out. But I'll just reiterate that we don't support anybody or any violence in the workplace. That's just not our thing. But listen, everybody, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. There's like 40 or 50% of you watching and not subscribed to our YouTube channel. Please. We got some big news coming up. Obviously, I've shared with you about Eric Kramer. Our guy Chris Zorich is going to be back in the fall. And we got some other big news, maybe, with fantasy football shows, fantasy football league. I hear some of you in the chat are really good at fantasy. Put your money where your mouth is. Put it where your mouth is. As far as everything else is concerned, is there anything else I'm forgetting? Next week, Dion Miller on Wednesday this weekend. We'll be live on Sunday breaking down Velus Jones Jr. That's going to be a lot of fun with my dad.
I'm sure he could have taken those two pussies in the corner last year, beat the shit out of them.
We'll be breaking down the tape when it comes to Velus. I think a lot of people are going to be excited about Velus and some other of these drafts class. We're giving the first 3 picks, Shayne, their own shows on Patreon. And then we're going to combine the offensive line breakdown. We're going to have Big Steve Edwards. We're going to have Chris Zorich, some other guys sitting in, breaking down. Eric Kramer, going to break down some of the rookie tape so you guys can see it. So sign up, push to 1K. Push to 1K on the Patreon side. And we have a lot of surprises coming up in the offseason when it comes to the Patreon.
Don't forget that 1,000th subscriber gets
break this news.
A free jersey of their choice, custom jersey. We're not going to go cheap on this. We're going to go the high-end one. You know, if you want a Cherie jersey, we'll make that happen. But if you want a Bears player, we'll make that happen too.
Authentic custom jersey. If you want a 22 Atoshin, I can practice my signature on it for you. As far as anybody getting their balls broken, nobody gets it more than I do for my guy.
Don't forget
AB.
Schedule release tomorrow.
Yeah. Schedule will be released. We might even have a pop-up show. We got to pay attention. Got to pay attention.
If you're a patron. If you're a patron, you know what a pop-up show is.
Patron. I could do a beat. No, but I'm not going to. Not gonna tonight. For AB, Chris Jackle, the smartest man, and of course, my lady bear herself, Cherie. I'm your guy, Draft Dr. Phil. This has been The Tape Never Lies Networks, keeping it 100. Thanks for watching.
There's hope.
100 on the Tape Never Lies Network.
Stability isn't availability. It's accountability. You fucking nerd fucks.
It's all good. Forget about it.
He wrote an entire article on how how David Montgomery actually hurts the Bears offense.
What?
Like, what are we doing? What are we doing here?
What world are we in?
What are they seeing? I mean,
You want me to take a dump in a box and mark it guaranteed? I will.
Then let me do what I hired to do.
Gotta do what we gotta do. Okay.
oh, this is the back was in this defense, and you were in blitz defense, and he won't go. He'll be a late goal because he's watching that guy.
Right.
You got to cover him.
Got to cover him. That's the hot read. Balls.
Favorite manly set. I was in the streets in high school.
The only way people knew that I had actually gone through puberty by listening to my voice is hair either had to be here or here, and that was it.
That side view, the presentation view, man, it's not the same when you get to analyze what's going on and what are the problems. Like, as soon as you had that back view, I was like, wow.
There's the center not doing a good enough job.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen.
We'll call our show TTNL in the stands.
He inherited dick.
Listen, my favorite podcast outside of the Football Guys Network is the Tape Never Lies Network.
Never take cough syrup and mix it up with iodine and lye.
Give me one of these real quick.
Yeah.
There it is. I think we do Cherie.
Yeah, I don't.
I fucking love it. I love it.
We never got the whys.
Give me the fucking name.
The tape never lies.
Thanks for watching the best Chicago Bears show on the planet. Keeping it 100 on the Tape Never Lies Network.
It makes the story true.